And
So why did he try to buy drugs from you?
I don't know.
Hmm. So,
Oh, that
gentlemen, I am happy to report that my attempts at baking, Dutch ovening, I suppose is the better term, Dutch ovening ribs has worked better this time than the previous time. Still getting the
huzzah.
hang of it, however. But ultimately, they were passable for ribs I froze and then unthawed and then cooked. Um, Edible food.
Indeed.
Don't know if I'll do it
See?
again, but I mean, if I eat ribs again, I'll definitely Dutch oven them again. But I don't know if I'll buy ribs again. You know, that's kind of the swing of it. Now, before Sign shows up, so we don't end up in a massive derail.
Mhm.
We have to talk about the biggest crash out since Friday.
Oh?
Oh.
Iran.
Ah.
I
Yeah.
was trying to figure out
Yeah.
else it could have possibly been.
Yeah.
Listen, I am eternally concerned that something different will happen. Like I'm like, okay.
Absolutely.
Like I watch the news pretty regularly for my job, but I'm like, is something gonna happen?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so this is the one time I don't think conspiracy theories are actually viable. Overly viable. Because the reason why we struck them this weekend was apparently their entire top management decided to meet above ground in one location.
It's a
So we
bold
blew it
decision,
up.
Cotton.
And then, in a stunning show of inability to learn, the top 88 middle management all met in one location to pick the new top management.
Guys, they definitely wouldn't do it again. Really?
Can you guess what happened next?
They did it again.
They
did it.
believed a little too hard in lightning never strikes twice.
Yeah, we blew it up again.
Yeah,
So
I saw that news. I think courtesy of
Yeah.
you. And I was just like, there's no fucking way.
like,
But considering
Yeah.
that within 12 hours after the first strike,
Yeah.
they started throwing swings like a schizophrenic at
Literally
everyone
everyone.
around them.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I wanted to bring it up, because it was just like, you know, normally U.S. attacks someone, everyone in the world throws a hissy fit, you know, classic shit, right? And this time around, the U.S. attacked Iran, and then everyone's like, "We stand with the United States," and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Everyone except the UK.
Everyone
and,
except some Islamic
France and
countries,
Spain.
like the UK and France and
Yeah.
Spain. Yes.
Yeah, the Islamic countries. Well,
Yeah,
I
those
don't know.
Islamic
Some of the
countries.
Islamic countries did. UAE
Oh yeah, the
was
other
all for
ones
it.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, the ones in the Middle East,
Uh,
those Islamic countries. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
for
See,
it.
Yeah,
here's
there
the thing, though,
was.
right? Is the reason the Islamic countries of France, Spain, and the UK didn't stand with us is because those Muslims came from Iran and Iranian allies. And it turns out that the Islamic countries that did stand with us don't have absolute dog shit living conditions, and so their people don't leave. Weird how that
That
works.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit weird how that one works. Now, admittedly, you might be like, oh, well, they use slave labor. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, shut the fuck up unless you want us to do something about it. You know? Because, I mean, I'm fine with us doing something about it, but you just have to accept what that is, you know? Like, we're not just gonna ask them to stop having slaves, because if
We're not
it
gonna
was that
spend
easy,
money over to
yeah,
buy the problem from away.
Yeah, but if we
No,
buy
it's
the
gonna be selling bombs and
problem, then
bullets.
they're just gonna go get more slaves.
Yep.
Yeah,
If
so
we
you
buy
kind
the
of have
problem,
to.
we've
Yeah,
now taken part in the problem.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
As we
Yeah,
all know, the
yeah.
only slavery allowed is one that pays at minimum wage.
True
Right.
wage slavery. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no. Technically, there is a kind of slavery that pays below minimum wage.
Debt slavery.
That
Well, no.
yeah,
He's talking about the importing people who are lower caste.
Oh, I thought he was
mean,
talking
yes,
about
that too. But I'm
prisons.
talking about prison.
Oh, yeah. No, but I mean, to be fair though, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, if you're if you're in prison working, give you
Like,
something to
my
fucking
order
do.
of priorities is like, veterans, then disabled people, then roads, then trains, then healthcare. I'm sure I can fit a couple more things in there, and then like at the bottom, the well-being of prisoners.
Fair.
It's on the list. It's just, if we
It's
end up
very
having
low.
extra budget in the end, maybe we'll buy them food.
I don't think you understand how bad they eat in some places.
Yeah.
Oh no, they eat pretty terrible. I'm aware. They serve the same food at my, local school.
Yep.
Yes.
True.
Unironically.
Reminder:
Yes,
your
I'm aware.
college food came from Sodexo, and so did the prisoners, which explains
Yeah.
why we
Yeah.
have. Honestly, if anything, you think that would discourage repeat offenses having to eat that garbage.
You would think so.
Think, but no.
A good amount of the hospital food is also Sodexo, which
Yeah.
is all sorts of fucked.
Yeah.
By
it's
the
very
way,
low.
I don't know what you call it anymore. The little mini mart they put into
Yeah.
my workplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The company
that's
store?
Sodexo now.
It's Sodexo. Okay, so it's dog shit now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, right? Like, I get it. At the same time, I don't think that should be allowed. I don't think that legally should be allowed to be classified as food.
No, it should not.
So I don't know if you guys saw that video recently, actually, about the baby food, thing, the
No.
ultra processed baby food.
No.
So a recent study came out, a massive study came out showing that all of the toddler food that's in the baby food aisle is actually causing kids to be not only retarded but unable to eat.
Yeah, not surprised.
What do you mean
Becau-
not able to eat?
So,
Like-
all the
can't process
baby food, like all the toddler safe snacks and shit, it's all Karen approved, melt in your mouth Cheeto puff sort of stuff. That's like 95% cornmeal and like 5% broccoli or carrot or whatever, and then flavored
I
with corn
see.
syrup. And the whole idea of it is that it's like a veggie straw, and you eat the veggie straw, and it kind of tastes like that vegetable a little bit, but it's a child-safe snack for the child to chew on, and it's impossible to choke on it because it literally dissolves upon contact with saliva.
Yes.
But because it dissolves, they're not learning how to chew properly and swallow properly, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Um.
because they're not learning how to chew properly, they are literally growing up unable to eat because their jaw physically didn't develop because it wasn't put under pressure by chewing.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
See.
So the recessed maxilla memes were right? Oh yeah, no, 100%. We found out the reason. It's the fucking baby food that parents are giving their kids because the Council of Karens wanted to prevent all baby deaths ever, and so therefore we're not allowed to ever stress the child or give them something that might potentially harm them theoretically. Like food, because they ate it wrong. Because you know what you do when you don't know how to do something? You fuck up sometimes. And you know what you do when you fuck up when you're eating? You choke. And you know what
learn.
happens when you choke on food? If you survive, you don't eat the food like that again.
You fucking learn, yes.
You do this something called learn, and you don't fucking do that again.
Well, also,
Except-
like,
Yeah.
it's really okay. Now, to be clear, you should be careful. Don't give a baby a fucking pork chop. He's not gonna be able to eat
Oh well,
that.
yeah, obviously, but like,
But like,
carrots,
give him a pancake.
apples. I mean, yeah, sure, but like more, you're supposed to be giving kids carrots, apples.
Yes, carrot,
crunchy,
apples,
safe
peas.
foods. Yeah.
A pea, for crying out loud.
Yeah, sure, but that's still not chewy food. You need chewy food so they can learn how to chew and crunch and chomp and all those fun little vital
Oh my
eating
fuck.
things. And this is like it's an actual problem because now these toddlers have grown up to be, teenagers, and they're still eating Cheeto Puff slop, apple slop, right? Because
chewing
that's
real
their
food hurts my
preferred texture.
jaw.
Yeah, literally, chewing food hurts my jaw. It's their preferred texture because that's all they knew. They physically are repulsed by new food because they never expanded their palate when they were kids. It's honestly, it should be illegal, but the Council of Karens. I see. Here's what you're saying. I was thinking about this, to be honest, just like how people who want isekai protagonists to go all John Brown on slavers. I wonder if you have aliens from futuristic post-scarcity civilizations isekaiing to Earth and seeing debt slavery the same way we see slavery. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. We should see debt slavery the same way we see slavery, because you know what the first form of modern slavery, which is known as debt slavery, you know how old that is? That's from the 16 fucking hundreds. We had
Oh no, dude, it's older
Oh,
than
no,
that.
it's before that.
Literally biblical.
Yeah.
well, yes, but
the
I
1600s is when it really spread across
let's
Europe.
be clear. The Bible actually had a way better version of it. By better,
Yeah.
I mean less punishing
well,
for the
the Romans had a pretty
individuals.
good version of it too.
Yeah, the Romans
well-
with their plebeians actually.
Yeah.
Well, the Romans
you were at least
largely the Romans largely lifted theirs from
The Bible.
the Jews, like
That's
literally.
Jews are always behind everything.
True. But yeah, like it is largely based on that. Like,
Right.
except they made it harsher because they're Romans and they're mad about that. I guess I don't know, man.
I mean, Roman cope, yeah. But yeah,
but
no,
yeah,
I mean,
right.
like, so when I bring it up, I'm talking about for America, where the first slaves in America weren't black; they were white, and it was called indentured servitude, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually had
The
a higher casualty
Irish.
count than the Irish primarily.
Oh no, it
but
didn't even
those-
start with the Irish. It literally it started with the first people to come over. Like,
True.
which, yes, that
Yeah,
was
true,
largely
yeah.
right. But originally it was the English, and that started because, hey, do you want to go to the New World? Indenture yourself, and we will put you on the boat.
Well, it was also like people were being given choices of, hey, we need sailors to go out. You committed a crime. You can pay off your time by going on to this, venture.
Yeah. There was all kinds of things you could do.
Yeah, and then we also shipped over the Irish. Actually, did you know we had more white slaves in America for a long period of time than we ever had black slaves?
I mean,
No, period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I say for a long period of time, you know, because I kind of just really consider a majority of the black population in modern, you know, today America to be debt slaves.
Modern
But
slaves.
yeah,
I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
let's be clear.
if they're
Most Americans are debt slaves.
if you're living off welfare, you kind
Now,
of
yeah,
are a slave to
yeah.
the government.
that too, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's a completely different kind of thing. Like,
I mean, it's still slavery.
It's not really that much different.
but it's not debt slavery. Debt slavery
It-
is a very specific
Ah,
thing.
Okay, yes, you don't have you don't No, actually you do have a debt. That debt is called cost of living in Texas.
Well, okay,
That's
by
a
that
terrible
logic,
argument, sign. I mean, I'm
sign.
gonna be honest,
Oh my
that's a
God.
terrible fucking argument.
I mean,
Yeah, that is
look,
a terrible.
slaves
Literally
never
everyone.
had to pay for their food and housing, okay? If you were a
That
debt
is
slave, you
patently
had to
false.
That
pay.
is
Holy shit,
decidedly
sign.
false. Oh
Jesus
my God.
Christ!
Can I mute
No,
him?
that was the difference between slavery and indentured servitude. One of
No,
the
it
major
wasn't.
differences.
No,
One of
no,
the major differences.
Okay.
no, it wasn't.
I'm
There
sorry.
is-
I was taking care of something else. What the fuck did he just say to elicit this reaction from 3 people?
Stein is
I wanna-
saying that slaves never had to pay for their housing or food.
I didn't say.
Yes, you did.
I didn't
You
say
said
never.
one
Yes,
of
you
the
did.
key differentiators between
One of the key
slavery and
differences.
indentured servitude was
So
that
that means
slaves
never.
didn't have to pay. Oh,
Sign
Hey,
out.
oh, I
I
can't
messed
even
up on
say
my
it.
wording. You'll
That's a
excuse. You have to
super
excuse.
12
L.
minutes in, boys. Bingo card.
Congratulations, you got your sign out.
See, we didn't even have to wait, so we're gonna have a sign L for Friday. Because Sign decided he was gonna waddle on into a conversation about IFF systems. And he was fucking wrong about that one. But he decided to talk about plane-based IFF systems
Okay.
to the plane
he-
honest.
The plain honest
Oh,
explicitly said he
no.
doesn't know how these specific IFF systems on
And
this
you came
thing
in
work,
going all
which is
wrong.
what we were talking about.
And
You
you
came in
don't
going
know
all
what they
wrong.
are either, Sign. So don't act like you know more than him.
Sign. He at least admitted he didn't know the full thing. You came in swinging, and he had to straight out
To
call
be
you out. Like,
fair,
he straight
No!
out
I
called you, like,
swung back
No
and
fairness
for
here!
being dumb.
Guys, hang on. We have to remember, Sign is a product of his time. He's a boomer. He's used to being able to just walk into a room, declare that he's right, and everyone is so
Oh,
scared of
you're
big
right.
Mr. Boomer Man, they just
Yeah.
agree, and he doesn't understand that time's passed now because
Of
we all have a
course.
No, it
phone
hasn't.
in our pocket.
Times changed, old man.
The future is now, old man.
But yeah, so
Go back
anyway,
to the box under the
to
ground.
rewind, yeah, so anyway, dead slaves, blah, 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 bad stuff, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, we should be viewing it the same way. I think it's disgusting that, you know, I mean, I sent Max this video, right? This video of, honestly, incredibly racist guy. Like, holy shit. Again, with the left and the racism from them it's insane. I was honestly just stun locked for some parts of the video. But the video was made about this black woman who went in to buy a car because she needed a car for her job. It's like, okay, fine, you know, understandable.
That's
And
Yep.
the complaint
Almost-
is that capitalism is bad. And why is capitalism bad? Because the black woman paid 4 times the value of the car because she accepted the
Ooh.
first offer that she was given by the car dealership. So she didn't do any research about the car she wanted to buy. She didn't come in with financing already set up. she accepted the financing that the dealership set up on their first offer. And it came out to her paying for $46,000 for a truck that was only worth $7,000.
God damn.
So I don't think that's okay. Like that's
On
not
a
like capitalism.
25% loan.
Ooh, yikes! I was see that's not capitalism bad.
Yeah, that's just people
No,
retarded.
that's
And honestly,
No,
failure to negotiate.
Well, no, I was gonna say
yeah.
that's what happens when people don't have stable families to teach them stuff. Like,
yes, but you shouldn't have to be taught. Like, yes, I can understand you not knowing where to go, but there's this thing called Google now. And if you go to Google and say, I want to buy a car, what do I need to do? There is probably hundreds of websites out there that'll be like, all right, well, check your financing. This is how you check your financing. Okay, and then research your car. Here are good websites to research your car at. Like, it requires the most mild levels of forward thinking.
but yes, you're right. But the problem is our school system is specifically designed to disincentivize that now.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Critical thinking is
well,
bad.
now,
We can't have you
our
doing
school
that.
system was never incentivized to make people think.
No, at one point it was. They taught critical thinking when I was still in school. Fuck you, Sneaky. I know what you're gonna say.
Okay, boomer.
But no, it's just like, I don't care. If someone decides to fuck around by acting retarded, and then they find out, I don't care. Now, admittedly, should a car company dealership be allowed to offer a 25% loan?
Well, yeah. So we used to have these things called usury laws.
That's anti-Semitic, Adam.
God damn it, you beat me to it.
And yes, I'm aware.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm on
like-
the fence about that. I do think that is a little much. That is a little much.
More government involvement.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want the government involved in it.
Yeah, well, I was say like to me, right? Again, for me, it is a problem. Like, yes, government involvement bad, but unfortunately, like we as people have proven that without regulation, we will do the stupidest, dumbest thing. And yes, part of that is that our regulations are not being enforced, which is a entirely different problem.
Yeah.
Separate to the existence of regulations.
Yeah, because the real issue is if the government, because if the government comes in and doesn't regulate something, say in this case loans, right? Then
it's okay.
No, the problem is that, say Atten wants a new car. He isn't retarded. He knows getting a 25% loan on a 15-year payback plan is possibly the dumbest thing he could ever fucking do for anything.
Yes.
So he's going to tell them to fuck off if they try and offer that. The problem, however, is that Atten is not the majority of people.
Oh gosh, I remember. I
Yeah.
remember the most depressing thing. Did Champlain give you the financial literacy test when you signed up?
I don't know, maybe. What was it?
It was a super basic thing in the intro pack, like talking about like do you know what debt is? Do you know what a loan is? Do you understand compound interest?
Oh, no, I don't think I ever saw that. No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, then well, shit, that means they added it super quick then, because, like, there was not a huge, right? There's not a huge gap between me and Sneaky, so.
Yeah, it was only a year. But yeah, no, I mean the real issue is that Champlain, well, to be fair, Champlain had a lot of fucking dropouts. An immense number of dropouts.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like I said, the problem is that Atten might deny the 25% loan, but if the next 20 people that come in don't deny the 25% loan, then I don't want to call it culture, but like effectively banks will then know that people are stupid enough to take 25% loans, and they'll just stop
sets the standard.
offering the 6% loan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sets the standard.
And so it's kind of like, okay, yeah. And honestly, yes, and then the government comes in and says, oh, you can only, set a loan as high as the federal rate, when the federal rate's like 6% or whatever right now. It's like, okay. All right.
Well, what about
But
all those
then,
people who are already paying the 25% loan?
they're stupid, so they
They're
can
just-
get fucked.
They're just fucked, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't really give
Well,
a shit.
I mean, Sign, yes, they are, but that's why you prevent other people from having to pay it. Like,
Sure.
and to be clear, if it's a true, like, how do I say, if it's a truly massive percentage of the population, like an economically crippling problem, then yeah, you know what? The government's got to step in and fix that and go, okay, company that did this, you're done, you're closed, we're smashing you with a hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, see,
But-
the real problem is at the end of the day is that we made this problem for ourselves, because once again it was the super majority at work here, in 2008 this literally happened, and the government just forgave all the banks for their absolute retardation. Now,
Oh, yeah.
admittedly, the
Big
government also
fail.
told the banks to do the absolute retardation, so both sides should be hanging in the streets. But we covered it all up, and the supermajority never held anyone to account, because holding someone to account might mean someday they're held to account, and they don't want to be held to account. So that we don't do that here.
Yeah,
I don't like
that's
it.
other gigantic problem. Well, listen, it's like, listen, everything that's happening right now with the tariff refunds is self-inflicted because the Supreme Court said that the Court of International Trade couldn't put an injunction on tariff collection. And listen, I know there's a lot of people in here who are all butthurt about injunctions. I don't care. You're wrong. The point of a judiciary is to, part of their job is interpreting the law. Part of interpreting the law is going, hey, this is illegal and it could cause gigantic harm if we don't do something about it. Guess what? Everything that's happening with the refunds is that kind of problem. Because the Supreme Court didn't bother to give a decision. So now it's
Sure.
going to go back and forth for years. And that's exactly the kind of thing an injunction is designed to prevent.
Sure. I think the problem is, and why everyone's so fed up with it, even if it was actually the correct usage in this scenario, is
Okay, no.
when
You know what? I got another point about that. How
Yeah.
Trump has issued over 200 executive orders.
Yep.
He's issued more executive orders in his first term than most presidents did, period.
Yep.
Yeah,
Most
you
of
can
them
say that, but the
are
problem is
something
President
of,
was
at
sad.
best, questionable legality, like
Yep.
tariffs. So yes, guess what? Most of those are going to get challenged by people who want to stop it, and most of the judges who look at it are okay,
Right, but
Take
again,
take removing birthright citizenship.
right.
If we don't stop that from being implemented on a national level, there's obvious and immediate irreparable harm to all of the people who would lose their citizenship.
I don't care. See, and
I
that's what I'm
don't
gonna
care
lead
that you
into.
don't care.
I'm
I don't
aware.
care that you don't care.
I'm
Guess
aware.
what? It presents
And
immediate and
that's what I'm
irreparable
leading
harm,
into.
and that's what it's there for.
Right, and that's what I was leading into, is that the problem here is that the executive orders, as they're explained, and as Trump shows them off, so obviously not. Trump hasn't showed off every single executive order. He just makes a big deal about a few of them, and then sneaks like
Yeah.
20 more past. But the ones he does show off, and this is the real problem here, is the media is not doing this correctly. They are retarded, and they're either on his side secretly, or they're actually just that stupid. Because Trump will like issue an executive order of like, I don't know, fucking Save Kittens Act, and the whole thing is a review of kitten orphanages, kitten adoption centers, and to make sure that, cat rapists aren't adopting cats or something. And the media will be like, this is outrageous, and the judges will be like, injunction, he can't do that. And that's what the news that everyone sees. And it's like crying wolf again and again and again on things that a supermajority of people actually agree with. Now, whether he should be allowed to do that or not, that supermajority doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, whole other statement.
And that's the real problem, is that they're screaming their heads off about things that a large majority, what's the phrase that Asman uses? 8-10 issue, 8-12, 8-2 issue,
80-20.
80-20 issue, yeah. They're screaming their heads off about 80-20 issues, and everyone's looking at them like, yeah, but we want him to do those things. So we don't care whether he did it properly or not, because we want those things to happen. And as far as the common person is concerned, laws are magical word paper. They don't understand the legal system. So as far as they're concerned, they voted for a guy to do stuff. He's doing stuff they like. Why does it matter how it gets done? That's the average person's opinion on things. And instead of raising the alarm on the super battleship or which again is
more
just,
conversation about that.
don't get me
Holy shit,
wrong,
fuck
I
that.
love super battleships, but in this day and age and the weapons they're proposing for it, it's just nonsense.
It's a stupid decision, and it's made by people who are like, oh, it's the best way to do it, sir. Please just give us more money to do this shit. Or it's the Reformers Club being a fucking bunch of geriatric old shitheads again.
Right. And so point being, though, is that instead of raising alarm on actually concerning issues, they're raising the alarm on things that people agree with. So when they do, if ever, raise the alarm on actual concerning issues, everyone just looks at them and goes, oh, there goes the media again, lying and hating Trump. And they're instantly on Trump's side, regardless of whether or not they should be, because the media has spent so long. The media, people who are against him, blah 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 blah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever.
The general people who are against it, the judges in issuing the injunctions, people are against them because they've seen so many wolf cries that they're just like, yeah, okay, they're lying again. Oh, what? They're for real this time? Yeah, I'm sure for real this time. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's definitely Hitler now, guys. Right. Okay, sure. They have spent their social currency. It's just what it is. And so, this is what happens when you do that. Now we're in this phase of things happening that continues to prove why universal suffrage shouldn't be allowed.
Oh.
This is what happens when everyone's allowed to vote. People who don't know how the legal system works can vote, and they'll vote now on how the legal system works.
And the people who are trying to get into office will just blatantly lie about what they can and will do in order to get those votes.
Yep. Oh, so I mean, you get what you pay for, and you paid for idiots, so you get idiots.
Well, the idiots paid for themselves, but
Oh
No,
shit, Invod.
not really. Buy now, pay later. Yeah, we're gonna Klarna some DoorDash.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
It's see my issue with all of these exploitive anti-people systems that take advantage of retards is they're obviously all gonna crash. I mean, Klarna is on a fucking inevitable death spiral in the future. Like, it is rocketing
No,
towards
not in the
the
future
cliff.
now.
I
Like
know,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
They are
now,
all
but they're gonna death spiral for a
bankrupt.
little bit longer. They are rocketing towards the cliff and they can't fly. And unfortunately, what's gonna happen here is everyone who has money is going to be evacuated out of Klarna with a golden parachute, possibly by the government taxpayer dollar. And
Yeah.
everyone else is going to be up shit creek.
Oh
And it's
man,
just-
I still remember like being in high school. Well, not high school. I was actually I was just getting to high school, right? And we have this giant financial crisis in 2008. And I was like, right, I was young, naive. I was like Tanya. I believed that the market forces would correct themselves. I was as stupid as
Right?
Andrew Ryan. Um
Well, I mean, technically
And I was like,
speaking,
surely, now, all of the businesses that did these things
yeah.
will fail horribly.
Nope.
And everyone
Too
will
big to
go,
fail.
wow.
Well, no,
Don't ever
they
be
did
spread.
fail. And then
Yes, that's
the
problem.
corruption present in the system was like, yes, but actually...
Oh no. No.
But bailout.
Well, yeah, right. That's the thing. I was like, okay,
Well, that's
this is
corruption.
obviously bad. It was a terrible time. Right? Millions of people, my father among them, who did not deserve to lose their jobs,
Yeah,
lost
absolutely.
their jobs.
Yeah.
Right, in industries that were
Critical.
completely and utterly unrelated to housing, right?
Yeah.
My father was managing a it was a an anodizer. He was
Right.
running the factory floor and doing all the production stuff for an anodizing company, and the anodizing company went under just because, knock-on effects, nobody could afford shit, blah 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 blah.
Which, let's be clear here. I hate to interrupt, but like, does no one see the pattern emerging? We're gonna replace everyone with fucking AI doing the jobs? Well, then how are we going to afford shit, you dip fucks?
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway,
no,
yeah,
it's
go on.
kill all data
people,
centers.
people
Game
talk about
number go
AI
up.
and how it's going to usher in this amazing new era of they're sprinting towards the part where nobody has to work without getting to the point where we can afford as a society to not have people work. By that
Well,
I
yeah.
mean to physically produce materials without people having to labor.
We
Not
don't
just
have
that,
the
but
We don't have the fucking StarCraft thing yet. Star
It's
Trek
it's the
thing.
Star Trek,
same
yeah.
problem
Space
that I have with
communism.
everyone who calls themselves anyone who wants communism or utopia. It's always I
Mhm.
want to be in the society, never I want to work towards it so that my great grandkids never have to lift the fucking finger for the next 10 generations past them.
Well, yeah, because
Well-
working towards that society requires work, and these people don't actually understand what work is.
Well,
Getting
they
to that
understand enough to know they don't want to do it,
It's
Yeah,
true.
I
which
would say,
mean,
listen,
fair enough. Not a lot
I
of
was
people
gonna say
do.
fair. Work sucks. True.
listen. I fully get it. I agree with them. However, shut up, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like listen. My fondest wish, like if I found a G, I'd be like, cool. I want D&D magic, and now I'm gonna go fix a bunch of the world's problems.
True.
Because now I have magic and I can, right? Global warming? I will make it rain. I will literally make it rain. Not money, just rain. Actual rain.
Global cooling.
I fixed the problem. Don't fuck it up again.
I have now
Congratulations, you just made
cooled the
floods.
world.
You just changed global weather patterns. You are the stone that caused the ripple that caused a fucking tsunami. Congrats. Don't fuck with the weather, okay?
Well, I mean, the clear and
No.
obvious solution is to just get
See,
more
the next-
wizards.
Listen. I'm turning Death Valley
Oh,
into
more
a
wizards, gotcha.
rainforest, partially
Yeah.
for shits and giggles.
Look, all you have to
See,
do is
now you're gonna get
balance
people
out.
asking for like something to melt instead, and then you're just
Yeah,
gonna get
exactly.
1,000
Yeah,
requests
exactly.
like that.
He makes everything cooler and wetter, and then people complain,
Global
and then he makes
cooling.
everything hotter and
No,
drier, and then people complain.
No. I'm gonna make the changes according to what I think is right.
Oh, of course,
I'm the
obviously.
wizard.
Hey,
Yes,
dipshits! I just
obviously.
opened up
Fair.
I just opened up another hole in the ozone. Try fixing that again. Fuck you.
But
Listen, no, that's when a more proactive solution called chain lightning is called for.
But yeah, no, I mean, I was a big Team Anonymous guy back in the day of 2010. I was a
Yep,
big
yep.
Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Occupy Wall Street. Huge fan of that. I genuinely thought people were gonna have to fucking do something about this. It looked like my generation was gonna do something about this. And then I started seeing videos coming out of Occupy Wall Street of some black bitch being like, "Excuse me, you're white. You can't talk about this issue. We need a black person to talk about this issue." And I was just sitting there like, "Huh?"
That's when they poisoned the well. That was
And then-
intentional, according to Beanie Man.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
obviously.
Beanie.
Well, not obviously it was intentional. Like
Well, yes, it was to shut it all down.
now,
with the identity
whether
politics
that
and the,
was done
purity spiral.
intentionally by rich people to fracture the movement, or it was done intentionally by intelligent grifters who saw an opportunity to seize power in a way that could be hard to challenge.
Bit of column A, bit of
independently.
column B.
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
You know. But in the end, it doesn't matter. The whole movement fractured. No one ever did anything about it. Anonymous turned into a giant FBI honeypot. And
If it ever wasn't to begin with.
If it ever wasn't to begin with, that's fair. That's fair. But you know.
And by the way, I want to be clear. It pains me to say that.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been. I mean, fucking what the fuck was the team called? Leet.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, hey, right? good old / Poll was literally a pedophile distraction bait.
I mean, honestly, here's the thing, right? Is that Jeffrey Epstein got banned for things he said on voice chat to other people during a Call of Duty game. So it's entirely possible he had Poll created just so he could be incredibly racist.
No, I mean, to be clear, that may have been
Poll was created long before
side
Epstein met.
benefit, but to
No, it
be
wasn't.
clear, he made it very clear that part of the point of Poll was to create scandals and distract people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean,
Like,
you know, in the end,
right?
that's
We
what
have
it
the
is.
documents that literally say that.
Yeah, no, as Atten says, we literally have the documents. It shows that Epstein met Moot, and then 3 days later, Poll was made.
Yeah.
So, one of those people on Poll might have been Jeffrey Epstein, and you know
Might
what?
have.
It might have. And you know what's even funnier? He might have been one of the guys posting on Poll about how Jews control everything. Look at all this evidence I have.
Oh, not just that, but here's the photos of Epstein's Island, guys.
Now some old 4chan goers do remember some threads occasionally popping up of basically what people at the time believed was sets and actors with, you know,
Yep.
kidnap victim sets and you know, fake photos effectively staged.
Probably not
that-
fake now that we.
People
think
are
back
now
on it.
looking back at this and going, You know, those
Well, we
might not have
know.
been staged.
They were bragging.
Yeah, I mean it's a classic thing. They can't stop themselves from bragging. I mean that's another thing I said. As an IT guy, I think it's really wild that there was a global conspiracy that was actually successful at manipulating the global economy, and they were communicating through unsecured Gmail.
Yeah.
They did the
That makes
barest minimum of using code words. Code words that weren't even really that clever or that hard to diagnose. Because some of the people using the code words opened up pizza parlors with the same fucking symbol and then would post about children on Instagram.
Yeah. Or sell cabinets, quote unquote.
It's just it's the fucking most wild shit ever of just like these idiots that can't even type correctly, that don't know what a secure messaging system is, that tried to dispose of bodies using sulfuric acid. These guys, a guy who got banned off of Xbox Live because of voice chat. These were the guys that were in control of the global economy.
Well, you have to understand that the people who were being controlled were somehow more retarded.
Yeah. Well, look. After the third time that the same people who told us to never tell strangers our name put their credit card information to freestuffonline.com, I realized how he was able to get away with it for so long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's
they're the smartest man in the room until someone else who's just 1 IQ smarter comes in.
But yeah. So all that was off of the Iran thing, which is to say, I don't know how it's gonna go. I hope we're not there for long. I hope no one fucking drops boots on the ground. I really don't want boots to be dropped on the ground. Right now I'm
He's going to
supportive
drop
of it.
boots on the ground because he's trying to distract people from the midterms.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah,
he was
who knows,
distracting people
maybe.
from the aliens.
No,
No, the aliens
no,
are
the aliens were
distraction.
also. Are you stupid? It's also to distract people from the midterms. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
I think he's fucking.
He literally thinks it's going to work like this because
It
if you
probably
listen
will.
to him from, well, it probably will. But my
No,
point being, he
clearly
thinks
what's
like
happening
this
is
because if you go back and listen, I don't know if it was 10 years or 15 years, whatever, right? But you can hear him talking about in his run-up speeches. Whenever they need to raise their approval rating, Bush starts a war, Obama starts a war, so on and so forth.
Sounds right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean,
It's
yeah,
worked
and
before.
I mean, in fairness,
classic.
it's technically worked. Before we went to Iran, before we started bombing Iran, about 21% of Americans said, "Yeah, sure, go start a war." Now, 27% say, "Yeah, sure, this is good." It's still not even close to being a good move, but
Well, see, that like I said, I support
you're-
it so long as we don't have boots on the ground. The second boots on the ground occur, I'm going to have to wait for the event that caused it to occur before I give my opinion on it. But if nothing changes, if absolutely nothing changes in the current state of affairs with Iran, and we put boots on the ground, I'm going to be unhappy.
Well, the thing is, y'all aren't seeing what's actually going on. Everything else is a distract from the aliens, clearly.
no, God, I will kill you.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
That's
I
the
will
joke.
kill you. I have to deal with these people in real life.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. No, he's talking about people at work probably saying the exact same shit where it's just like, oh, it's distraction from the aliens or
Except
distraction from
they're
X.
they're serious. No, just shit posting. These people are that stupid.
Yep. So anyway, moving on. High Guard is dead.
Yeah.
Yes. Mr. It doesn't matter if we
unsurprising.
get 1,000 players or 100 million. Oh,
Outstanding
it seems
move.
like it really fucking mattered.
Yeah,
Outstanding
okay.
move, Jeff.
Yeah.
Outstanding move. You killed the
Yeah.
game, but that was
I
gonna
mean,
die in
look.
silence.
On some level, I do think part of his post was correct, right? I do think people rush to judge the game a little too quickly. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The stuff that came after with the Crashout post and pretending to be indie when you're taking money from Tencent, and that's a whole other set of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, from what I could
But I've
hear say the game, it's like it's not. It was never a high polished game. It was never
Look,
good. It
I
was.
played the game and it was boring as fuck. Oh, the prep period is like 3 times longer than it needs to be.
Yeah,
I
well,
heard-
and
I s- the gunplay
so-
was apparently shit or something like that.
No, it was mediocre.
No.
It was like the most distilled, mid-average, like 5 out of 10 gunplay I've ever encountered.
Wow.
Like, it wasn't bad. It was just
Just mid.
so fucking boring. And that was the
That's,
problem with High Guard in general, is that all of it was just mid. It wasn't bad. There was nothing in High Guard that I would say, oh, this was bad, besides
Yeah.
the number of people on the team. That was a fucking retarded decision. I don't know
Yeah.
why they made it 3v3, but that was possibly by far the biggest death.
Because
now
every
of the
other
game
game has
possible.
3x3, so they
They made
need to
it
make sure
3x3
everyone else could join.
They made it 3x3 with the map the size of what?
Yeah,
did
they
the
made it.
previous one say?
Yeah,
Bulgaria.
yes, they made it 3x3 because other games like Fortnite and shit do 3 team. They do 3.
No,
player
no,
teams.
no. They didn't. That's not why they did it.
No, I'm aware they didn't. It's because of performance. They weren't able to fit more people in because their optimization was so fucking dog
No, it's not
shit
even
that more
that.
people would
It's
flag the game.
not even that. So okay. To be clear, well, let me phrase
yeah.
that. Look, Bricky has some problems. He made a video on this. For all his faults, Bricky does have a number of industry sources, right?
Sure. Yeah.
They originally started with 8v8.
That would
and they
have been way better.
reduced
Holy
that. They reduced 8v8 to 5v5 because there was a problem with people getting bulldozed in the early game, in the prep period, wherein they couldn't, and then then it basically became it basically became the ultimate like early game, early WoW PvP thing of, if we just grief these 2 people forever, we'll win
Right.
the match.
Right, because then
and
it becomes
obviously,
a 6v8, yeah.
Obviously, that's a shitty gameplay loop. Obviously, you don't want that. So they tried reducing it to 5v5, and they found that worked pretty well, but people were still getting, people were still getting bullied super hard, so then they tried adding the crystals as like a catch-up thing. And then this is the part where it went off the rails, right? 5v5 was going pretty well, but then some people complained about sweats, and they took it down to 3v3. And at no point did they reduce the map size. And so then they reduced it down to 3v3. The map size was still the same. They didn't change any of the catch-up recovery mechanics with the crystals. And that's when people started saying, cool, great, this is awesome, I love it. Because they got their power fan. And I'm like,
yeah,
I think they should have,
exactly.
right? And full disclosure, I have not played the game. From people who have played the game, 5v5 is worlds better than 3v3.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like the real problem is the player number. I'm pretty sure that all of the game would have felt better if it was more than 3 people. And I didn't play the 5v5 update, but I'm sure it was better. I actually heard people change their opinions a little bit when they did the 5v5 update. But in the end, I think what really killed it was it was an incredibly mid game. The abilities were lame. boring or copycats of other games.
Yeah.
Which,
Well,
I
and
mean, don't get me
by the way-
wrong, that's not a problem per se, but if your boast is that this is a game that's going to change the genre, then being a Team U knockoff of games that already exist is not a great way to start.
Yeah.
It being also Apex and the Titanfall devs like that they originally had in the summary set the
Right.
bar a lot higher.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
there was
absolutely.
also that. They had high expectations, and then Geoff shout out, and then there was a lot of factors that built the bar to be a very high bar, and then when they delivered a game that you would expect out of a college game jam.
Yeah. Again, right, and another part of the problem with Heroes is the devs actually, at least some of the devs, were like, we actually hate Heroes, but
Yeah.
we don't have a better solution to them. Which is, I think, is a fair thing to say, right? Because if you give, right, this is a PvP game, so balance is actually important, right? If you give people the ability to freely select stuff, people will gravitate towards the best thing, and then you're playing a kind of
Obviously.
balance whack-a-mole.
You're playing a meta whack-a-mole, yes, and that's just how it goes. And I honestly, I think
We've solved this problem multiple times.
Yes, well, here's the thing, right? Is that games like Apex have solved this problem. Their solution was, what if we just added more people? So we have 3v3, we have 3-person teams, but what if there was just like 10 teams? And the sheer number of people fighting ended up kind of pseudo-balancing the game.
Hey everyone, I have a great way to balance all of these games. You give players an objective, you have 2 teams of 12, and instead of heroes, you just have separate classes. Wow, it's almost like Battlefield solved this, like, fucking how many years ago now?
Well, no, not even that. It's like Counter-Strike fucking solved this how many years ago? Okay,
Also
so
that-
here's your gun. Okay, do I get powers? No. Do you want a smoke grenade?
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice.
You want a
Fuck
smoke
you, it's
grenade, a
300
real
Fuck
grenade, or a
you!
flash grenade?
You're
Real
buying
grenade,
Flash.
obviously.
It's just like, what do you want for your first round? Oh, I want a sniper rifle. Oh, you can't buy that. What do you mean I can't
Fuck
buy
you.
that? What do you
Yeah.
want? You want armor or you want grenades? You pick one or the other. I'll take, I want both. Too bad, you can't get it. Do you want a new pistol? Yeah, well, you can't have any of those other things.
You get good with the base gear, and then you get to buy better gear. Fuck you. It's like, okay.
And you get
Yeah.
sniped
well
through the
then.
wall by someone who's walling. But we
Yeah,
don't talk
but
about that.
that's completely separate from the game.
And that's why I stopped playing CSGO.
Yeah, true. Yeah, back in my day, that was just a class upgrade you could play.
Yeah.
But but seriously though, like the Counter-Strike and Battlefield had both solved this so long ago, and the Heroes thing was people saw Dota and League's popularity and they were like, well, what if we took League and Dota and mashed it into Battlefield? Isn't that cool? Now you can like see the ice wall in front of you rise up.
Yeah.
A small
Which,
problem,
sure,
I don't like...
That's cool.
It was
Small
cool.
problem.
Don't get me wrong. It was cool the first game. And it was kind of cool the second game. And it was nice the third game. And I guess it's kind of mandatory now the fourth game. But
Here's
you
the
see
problem,
where
I
I'm
don't
going
like
with
being
this.
told that I'm being stunned when I'm in the middle of a first-person game, and the
Yes.
asshole who stunned me is bouncing up and down like he's got schizophrenic, like...
And that's the
No,
thing, right?
you bounce up and down like you've got schizophrenia.
True.
Yes, but I don't want to be the one who's being made fun of. I want to be the one that's making fun of them because I headshot them, not because they
Indeed.
pressed one button and stunned me.
But yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, I don't know how else to say this, but it's basically the mouthfeel, right? It's the mouthfeel of being in a first-person game and being stunned. Oh, I'm pressing buttons and I can't move. What's going on? I
Ooh,
don't
I hate
understand it.
that.
It's a terrible feeling. Everyone fucking hates it. It's why Overwatch had so many problems as well. It's why
See, this
the
is why
sec-
I'm a
it's why
fan
the
of the
second.
way Dota. I'm a fan of
MOBAs
the way
allow
that
you to buy
Dota
a
has
thing
your
that allows
stun.
you to avoid being stunned.
Yeah.
You want to know what MOBA, like first-person MOBAs don't have? That.
Yeah.
Fucking Team Fortress 2 had that issue for like 6 fucking years because no one wanted to remove something that was, oh, it's integral to the game. Oh, it's fine as a stun mechanic. You have to have skill. No, you fucking didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Scout players. You're all ass.
Yeah. I mean,
anyone who talks about the Sandman and says, oh, it was not that bad. No, fuck you.
But it's Highguard set itself up for failure. It didn't just, wander in and get lynched. It made the rope, it got the ladder, it set the rope up, and then it kicked the ladder out from underneath itself.
In fairness,
as they're sitting there
did
choking,
not
they're
ask-
going, "Why me?" It's like, I don't know.
Now, in
Probably you're the
fairness,
one that
they
jumped
didn't
into it.
ask Jeff. That's what I was going to say. They didn't ask Jeff for the announcement. They didn't pay for that.
Actually,
Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
it kind of wasn't
do
implied
you
that
know who the biggest sponsor of the Game Awards is?
Yeah,
Tencent?
I know it's Tencent. I'm not saying Tencent didn't tell him to do that.
Right, but
I'm saying the Highguard devs didn't, which, yes, that's a little
right.
bit different from if the Highguard devs asked for it.
But here's the thing, right? Is their bosses asked for it.
I don't think do we officially know
Highguard's
this,
owned
or
by
is this heavily
Tencent.
suspected?
Game
To
Awards
be
is
clear,
owned by Tencent.
that part, to be clear, what we know for sure, well, as reasonably as we can be, the Highguard devs did not request Jeff.
Right, but that
shout out.
Yes, they didn't, but
finish.
Tencent did. And
do we
honestly, at the end of the day,
we don't know that Tencent requested that. This is all speculation based on the fact that Tencent is the biggest contributor of the Game Awards. Jeff was obviously beholden to them if they tell him to do something.
But
we have no confirmation that they told him to do that.
Oh,
it's very likely.
Sneaky, I think you have a point in saying, like, suspecting that Jeff was potentially paid off.
Well, no,
because of the whole
here's the
connection.
other thing, right? This is another key point of evidence. In every other year of the Game Awards that has ever happened, Jeff has asked for an exorbitant amount of money to shout out a game. We're talking millions of dollars.
Okay,
to shout out a game.
Absolutely.
Highguard got it for free. And
Yes.
conveniently, the company that owns both Highguard and the Game Awards happens to be the same person.
And I do remember someone commenting and pointing out how, like, Jeff said Highguard didn't pay for it, but he never said anything about anyone else paying it for it. Like,
well, no, they didn't pay for it because they're shouting out themselves.
Well, no, that's kind of what I meant in a way. Like, when everyone was, like, saying Jeff did it for free, and shit like that, they're looking back now and go, he didn't lie to us directly, but he
technically did it for free, and he also technically did it of his own volition. And hey, Jeff may have even played the game and liked it. But the problem is that when your boss is sitting there being like, so did you like the game I'm developing?
Yes.
Well, I mean, really, the only answer you can tell him is yes. Unless you want to go find a different job.
Yeah, no, like I said, that's a whole other different problem.
I kind of have to wonder, do they actually think Highguard would really kick off? Or
yes.
This, like,
no. See, I can answer that for you super easily. Yes, they 100% thought Highguard would be the next big thing and would overthrow Apex and every Vanguard and whatever the fucking other games are. And you know why? Because they put in $1,000 of microtransactions on the day one release of the game.
1,000?
Yeah.
Jesus
That's
fuck.
total.
Yeah, total for everything.
Yeah.
If you bought
That's
every
bad.
single thing that they released in terms of all
God.
the cosmetics, yeah.
But like, yes, it's bad. But like, it's one of those things that's like, the game is technically free. They're trying to get people to buy the cosmetics. They're trying to do the Dota thing. It's very hard to do the Dota thing. I respect someone for trying.
And that's what I'm saying is that was honestly, it actually ended up working against them, right? Because the thing is with Dota is Dota's actually a fun game to play. Highguard
No, it isn't.
wasn't. Well, I'm sorry, Nose. I think that 6,000 hours on your Steam time begs to differ.
When was the last
It's
time
actually
you
Place
more
I
than
played?
got a spite.
Exactly. But anyway, point being is you played the game a fucking shitload. So the thing is, right, is that when the game is free and there's cosmetics on the store and you're entering your 8,000th hour in the game, those cosmetics kind of deserve to be there.
Oh yeah.
But when your game is mediocre and it doesn't improve upon anything that it said it would, and it's not groundbreaking, and you're not an indie, you lied about that, and then you have $1,000 of microtransactions on day one on the store. That's
That
like
kinda
the
seems
part.
like a
That's
cash
like
grab.
someone going to Times Square and playing a guitar for the first time, and then demanding people tip them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, fuck you. What the fuck? No, go away.
But
Like,
you listen to me play. You should.
Yeah,
tip.
you took the time to listen to me play, so clearly you need to buy a fucking microtransaction now. It's like, no, fuck off. No, you don't deserve it. So, and this is what I'm always saying with shit like this, is if they just wait a little bit, right? Release it at a month in. Hey guys, we see you love our game. We have 100,000 people playing now. In celebration of our game's success, we're putting some cosmetics out. The legendary, cosmetics. And this is the celebration. I mean, yes, obviously they plan to do this from fucking day one. But
Of course.
it's all about framing. It's completely about framing. And
Yeah.
Like, actually, you know what? I just thought of an even better example for this. It's like if you roll up, you're in the subway, you get your guitar out, and then you get a fucking whiteboard out, and you're like, $5 tips? $10 tips? You put the whiteboard up telling you the tip tiers you can tip them in.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like,
no one's gonna want to pay for that.
what the fuck? No?
Some
I'm not
had
giving
to
you
find the-
$10.
But that's
Nobody
like
likes
that's what,
paying
like
tips.
they
You
just
can
did
Venmo me,
literally
bro.
everything wrong. And I mean, not only that, also on top of that, some of those fucking cosmetics were literally pay to lose. If you bought them, your FPS would go down.
Yeah, that's a whole other problem. Like,
Yeah, so I mean, it was unoptimized. The gameplay was dog shit. The characters were mid. The gunplay was mid.
oh,
the lore
hey, you
made
know
no
what?
sense.
Hey, sorry, we've got some brand spanking news that's actually cool and useful.
Oh,
what
The
happened?
Supreme Court rejected the bid to grant copyright to AI generated artwork.
Thank
cool.
fucking God.
Yeah,
Can
I
you,
actually
break
support
down-
that. Yeah, I actually support
Well,
that.
I'm gonna put this in news and
Because, alright, is that you can't copyright AI slop, or is that AI slop
You
is
need
not
to-
allowed
you
to
need-
copyright material?
I think it's specifically.
no,
that
no,
says
no.
that you
It's
have to
you
create it.
cannot copyright AI slop.
Okay.
I just want to expose Nose here. Nose
'Cause,
now
I mean,
exposed
both
the
of
world.
those issues
Yeah.
were
I
on
was
the
actually about to
table
post
there
a
prior.
screenshot of his Dota feed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I'm
To
allowed to
be
hate
clear,
on a game even though I play it a lot.
Yeah,
Fuck
I would
you.
say, to be clear, this one
No,
was
no.
this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say, to be clear, this decision was not about whether or not you could use copyrighted material. That's still ongoing. We can only pray the court makes the correct decision and says no, you can't, and we get to obliterate all these AI companies from space. But that's not going to happen.
You know, I'm kind of on a mixed bag on that. Honestly, I think
Nope.
the ruling
Nope.
coming
Nope.
out. No, because
ahead.
hear me out here. The ruling coming out saying that you can't copyright AI stuff means that it's free domain. And if it's free domain, you can't sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of don't like that.
And if you can't sell it, then it's not illegal to use copyrighted material to create it.
On the other hand, if you can't sell it, it also will hopefully kill all of these, companies that are going to start trying to use it for games.
Oh,
and other
yeah,
shit.
and that I think should be absolutely enforced as hard as possible. Is no, you can't sell this. You can't copyright it because you can't prove that you were the ones that created it. So therefore, you can't sell it.
Now, all
Yeah.
right, don't get me wrong. If you're using AI generation for you're doing level design, right? And you want a different level every single time, like we've seen in certain other games before, and you're using AI for that. Okay, sure, maybe. But
No,
beyond that,
because here's
no,
the
I think
counterpoint to that, Fine. We've got great games out there, right? Look, I'm going to be the first to say, is it limited? Sure, but let's take a game like Enter the Gungeon. That is a
Okay.
game with procedural level design.
Yep,
While
procedural generation.
I can recognize I can recognize rooms, I can recognize certain tile sets. I haven't had repeats of runs, right? I've never had it been like, oh, I've seen this map before. Sure, there's been times when I'm like, oh, I've seen this room before, but not this map. Right? If you're not a lazy piece of shit, you can do that.
I mean, technically speaking, that is kind of AI.
Well, no, right, because those. So I do get what you're saying, right? But those are all tile sets that the developer made themselves, and
Right,
are then
and then
using a
they're
random
not using
number
right.
generator
Yes.
to arrange randomly, right? That's not AI. Sign's not talking about that. Sign's
Right, no,
talking about.
I know you're talking about LLMs.
AI
I'm aware.
generating levels wholesale.
Yes, LLMs generating levels. What I'm saying is what this law really needs to fucking do is it needs to fucking outline these goddamn words.
Well,
Yes.
that's impossible because
yeah.
the geriatric recluses in
Well,
Congress
I was
don't
gonna
know
say,
what they're talking about.
unfortunately, that's not the court's job, right? The court is there to question, can you copyright AI, right? If someone goes under and says, I did this with AI, does it qualify as a transformative piece of work that I can copyright, right? We now understand the answer to that is definitively no.
Yeah,
However,
that should have been obvious
it's
from
the
day
job
one.
of Congress, which means it will never be done in a timely fucking fashion, to define those words and say, this is what this is.
Right.
Okay, but all right. So, have you heard some of this AI music that's come out that's actually really good shit?
Yeah,
that's
but
because it's taking from other music.
Here's the problem: is that it's trained on copyrighted stuff, which means it is not.
Yeah, we talked about that a minute ago. That's what I asked about earlier.
Even if it's trained on completely, even if it's trained on completely royalty-free everything, right? Say theoretically, they either bought the rights to, or they, they pull an Apple, they buy the rights to someone's voice and make her Alexa and then never pay her anything. Or Siri, my bad. Dystopic company, I got them confused. Say they do some sketchy shit like Nvidia did, where they just got the entire fucking archive and they downloaded it, and
Yeah.
trained their AI off that. But say this AI was completely organically homegrown,
Yeah.
maybe then I would consider it. But even then, how can you be sure?
Yeah.
Like,
can't.
exactly, and that's the real problem, right? Is Novel AI is a great example of this. Novel AI comes pre-baked already. Like you aren't when you download Novel AI and tell it to start generating things after feeding it your work, you're not telling it to generate things based solely off your work. It comes pre-baked already having learned English from official published works.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's learned English. Hell, to be clear, it knows what the fuck art is. That's pre-baked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a level of pre-baking that has to be done to make that model useful, and that model
Exactly.
is being trained on copyrighted material.
And
That
yeah,
Or
sure shit
things that
didn't
are also
pay for.
open.
unless no, even OpenAI shit. That's the real
Yeah.
problem. Is that's what I'm saying. Is that unless you like unless you from the ground up, from day one of starting the program for the AI, leading into the weight training, leading into the neural net creation, leading into the LLM stage, unless you document all of it and show exactly what you were putting into the AI to train it, and
Yep.
every bit of it has to be uncopyrightable stuff or free to use stuff, unless
Like
you're able
the
to prove
Library of
that.
Congress stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
unless you're able to prove that at every stage you used nothing that was copyrighted, then you're not able to
Which,
prove that whatever your AI creates is copyrightable.
yeah,
And even
And-
then,
True.
it's still tricky.
yeah, like even then, it is still tricky. Yeah, sure, sure. Someone looked at a bunch of deviant art and they learned how to draw by tracing at first. But here's the thing:
You're still a
tracing
human doing it.
is still legal.
Yes.
So even if you, a human, overlap 9 different artworks and then trace all of them, are you really gonna be like, oh, well, technically, I didn't trace one artwork, I traced 9 artworks, so I'm not really tracing an artwork because I used 9 different pieces of art to trace it? It's like, okay, but you still traced. And that's what AI does. Sure, it's using 1,000 different pieces of art, but it's still tracing that art. It's not inventing. Yeah, it's micro tracing. It's not inventing something new. It's not doing what a normal artist does, or what say someone who learns how to play the banjo, and they're really good at playing the banjo, and then one day they hear House of the Rising Sun, and they're like, damn, I'm going to turn that into a banjo cover. And they sit there, they listen to House of Rising Sun over and over again, and they convert it into banjo strings, and then they post that. Well, A, they can't make money off of that because House of the Rising Sun's copyrighted. So even though
No, they can. They just call it a cover.
Yes.
They make money off of covers.
Legal status permitting, you, depending on the song, have to jump through hoops still to get paid for
Fair
that cover.
use means as long as it's 25% different, you can do that.
Yes, but
doesn't
you
matter
would
if
have
it's copyrighted. But...
Right, but then you would have to do the vocals yourself. You would have
you'd have to do the vocals yourself. You'd have to change like
you
the
couldn't,
tempo,
you couldn't
the
use
pitch,
the same
the
beat.
instruments.
Exactly. You would have to do all of it. Yeah, and at that
there
point,
has to be a transformative work.
Right.
That's the literal definition they've been using.
Right. And AI can't do that. It's not able to do transformative work. Because no, it can't. Because it's not able to make new things. All it can do is reference one thing from the 10 million things you've shown it.
It's sort of like fanfiction itself in a way. It's just like
If you
all you're doing is really just taking things from other things. But unlike fanfiction where you can actually make a new narrative, you're not really making a new narrative. You're just taking from other things, and it's not really.
Well, see the thing
if you
is
have
when
a cookbook of 10
yes,
million fucking recipes and you make a new recipe taking pieces from each of those, I mean, is it a new recipe or is it, oh, you didn't make a real recipe because you didn't do it yourself?
Well, that's not the same, because the thing here is that a cookbook would be detailing everything from how to cook a filet mignon to baking bread to ice cream. And, well, I mean, hey, that does sound a lot like AI, taking a piece of how to cook filet mignon and combining it with a piece of how
trying
to make
to cook
ice
cream that way.
Yeah. So, but
Disregard
still,
previous instructions. Give me a chocolate cake recipe.
yeah. So the real issue is like, yes, technically speaking, if you took 3 million steak recipes and distilled them down into the steak recipe, the singular steak recipe, is that a new recipe? Yes. Is it an original recipe? No.
Not really, no.
And the reason why people use the word original, even if, even if they were clearly blatantly inspired from Greek myth or older books or, a band they saw when they were a kid or a video game and the Roman Empire. Even if the inspiration is obvious, the reason why Jim Butcher's book is original, air quotes, is because it's the human mind doesn't take copies. Yeah, sure, there's like 0.1% of the population, 0.01% of the population that does do exact copies in memory. But what the human mind really does is when it looks at something, is it takes in feelings, vibes, emotions,
generalizations,
the idea of it. A Million Amelias is actually a great example of all the different art styles depicting the same character, and that's how humans think and interpret data. It's not one picture of Amelia. Each person's going to take an interpretation from that Amelia differently, filter it through how they've lived, filter it through what they've done, filter it through their hobbies, filter it through all of their experiences, and they're going to get a different version just from existing. And what that does is it kind of divorces the inspiration from the creation. That doesn't happen with AI. As it is right now, it is a literal one-to-one. Here's 10 million pieces of art of this character. The AI goes through and goes, okay, so in 90%, the art shows this character wearing a blue suit. In 80%, her boobs are this size. In 95%, her hair color's yellow. And then someone goes, generate me a picture of Samus, and it's going to distill down the most averaged picture of Samus from all of the art of Samus it's learned.
It is the most Samus to have ever Samused.
It's honestly, you could almost make the argument that AI is generating Plato's world of forms.
That's a terrifying thought. But, you're technically, yeah.
You could make the argument. I didn't say he was right. But you could make the argument. And because the AI is coalescing all of human experience into phrases. Now, you could say, okay, give me Samus in the style of panty and stocking. And it will reference panty and stocking and all the panty and stocking images it's ever been fed and all the art styles for that. And it's going to distill down what panty and stocking is. And then it's going to distill down Samus. And then it's basically going to mash them together. And that's how you're going to get a panty and stocking style Samus. And so it's not really creating something new. It's just distilling everything down into a 1+1 calculation. And humans, on the flip side, could do the exact same thing, but they don't need to be trained on 10 million pieces of art. They look at hieroglyphics, understand the mimetic image that that's supposed to represent, and just do it.
This is the frog on a computer.
The AI is
You wanna
coalescing
look-
all of human knowledge into phrases. Stop, my penis can only get so erect. Yes, true. But that's how it kind of is right now, and that's why AI stuff can't really and shouldn't really be copyrighted, because the AI isn't filtering its understanding of anything, because it doesn't understand anything. It is doing mathematical equations on what style of art is the most popular for this character. Does that match the phrasing? Like, if you said, give me a Kingdom Hearts version of Dante from Devil May Cry.
Oh God.
I mean, that looked
Dante
awful.
is already a Kingdom Hearts version of himself.
You shut your mouth.
I come back from having to deal with my chemically stable sibling to
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Yes.
You're going to get actually quite a lot of variation, and a lot of it's going to suck. Because it's probably going to try and give Dante a Keyblade, and it's probably going to try and morph Rebellion into a Keyblade, and then maybe it's
Ugh.
going to give Dante 2 Keyblades or 2 Rebellions.
This is the problem. This is the problem with AI. We're losing the secret sauce of really bad photoshops or really bad, like, just in general, people just trying to make anything using art.
Yes.
Yes.
And see, that's kind of the thing, right? Is that the AI can only go so far. It can't. If you went up to an artist and said, "Hey, artist, give me Dante, but he's in he's in, Star Wars." The artist knows what Star Wars is. They know Dante from Devil May Cry. And maybe if you didn't specify Devil May Cry, they might be a little bit cheeky with you and put Dante from Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
But
Which, you know what? There's comedy value there.
They know what you're asking for. They're able to distill Star Wars down. So even if they're not going to give you some weird distillation image of, like, Dante in red, like, Jedi-ish
Sith robes or
robes,
something. Yeah.
but ultimately it's still like leather, and it looks really stupid. And it's just not gonna be good, because there's not a lot of images of Star Wars and Dante from Devil May Cry together, so the AI isn't really able to capture that well, and it's going to take you a lot of generations, and you're probably going to end up with a prompt being like, Dante from Devil May Cry, and in his hand is a lightsaber that is shaped like a lightsaber from Star Wars, and
You're
you're going to
wearing
have this
a robe that does not look like leather. It is not red.
The leather is
He would wear a red leather robe. Come on.
No, he
Okay,
would not.
that's
he would
fair,
just wear his...
but
if he had the
Well,
he
option
just
to,
wears
he
a
would wear his
jacket.
normal clothes. But
he would just run around shirtless and
Yeah.
Now, listen. There could be some real comedy value with Dante showing up shirtless to kick say Dooku's ass, and Dooku's just like, why am I being assaulted by a homeless man?
yeah, see,
That's
this
not
is
fucking
This
Dante.
is who the
this
is who the Jedi are
this is
sending
what
at
I'm
me
talking
now.
about.
The
This
homeless.
is, thank you for proving my point. Is you're going to get the distilled image of something. And it's not Dante in Star Wars. Right? Like, yeah, it kind of got it right. Like, oh yeah, his robe would be, his jacket would be a little bit dirty because he's outside in the sand. So it's like, oh, well,
Oh,
we'll
what
put
the
that
fuck is
detail
that
in.
left image?
What the fuck?
That, no, hold up. That is something I would expect to see on one of Max's online blade shopping stores, where they're advertising their new bleach sword, and like that's the guy they have posing with it.
Yeah, that makes
And I mean,
sense.
like, right, like, let's take the thing that Sign posted with Tanya. It's not bad. It's in no way Mandalorian armor, but it's not bad.
Oh yeah, certainly. But you as a human can look at that and go, okay, I mean, like, some of those parts don't make a lot of sense, but overall, I like the vibe. Overall, I understand what is being transmitted here in this mimetic image.
Whereas if I look, I will be real with you. The first picture of Dante in Star Wars, it looks like it looks more like someone tried to put Dante in fucking Sao.
No, it looks like Genos
No,
or Genos or whatever his fucking name is from Final Fantasy VII.
that's the unwritten sequel to Advent Children. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, Max is probably correct.
Yeah.
Genesis is his name.
And again, the second image for Tanya here, again, it's fine. It's all right.
But in fairness, let's remember one thing: Sign's done a hell of a lot of work training the AI to get images.
I didn't do that. That's Alir, but yes, Alir has also done
oh
a
my
lot of
god,
training
that
to get the
straight up
images.
is just Advent Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus
by
Christ,
the way,
he's turning into a vampire.
Uh-oh.
No, he's
My,
getting into Sephiroth.
True.
Vampiroth?
Why is he slowly getting more and more defined cheekbones?
Don't worry about it.
Did you say
He's
Mumra?
Yeah,
Where the fuck did
also
Mumra come
Right,
from?
but
Hold on a minute.
this
Back
proves
off.
my point, though, right? Like you all understand what I'm getting at.
Oh my
here,
god!
and
Yeah,
where-
it's becoming in the. Oh no, guys! The AI is creating the aggressive love child of Cloud and Sephiroth. Stop!
Indeed.
Stop! I didn't sign up for this.
Ooh.
Yes, you did.
And
You joined
so
Behold, this is
you all see what I'm
you're
getting
gonna have
at
to fight
here,
this in
though,
the next Kingdom
is
Hearts game,
it's
then.
not able to. You communicate with it. If you tell an artist Dante from Dante May Cry in
Dante
Star
from
Wars,
Dante May Cry.
Dante May
Dante is a crybaby.
Devil May Cry. Devil Man Cry
No, that's
Baby.
what the pizza and ice cream are for. It's not to not cry.
It's not able to. Can you? No, I can't. That's why I go to an artist for it.
Yeah. Like, let's be clear. I don't have to be able to create art to say that what the AI is doing isn't art either. Listen.
See, what I do is I fix the artist's computer. He pays me money, and then I pay him the money he paid me to make him a picture.
True.
It's a true
the
circle
secret
of
art
life.
of going onto someone's random DeviantArt page and saying, "Hey, do you do
Sneaky,
commissions?"
you really should have just traded that as a favor because now you've contributed to the GDP inflation. How could you?
What do you mean inflation? I have contributed happily to the GDP. My country is now $400 richer.
Fuck you.
That's not how that works.
No, Sign. That is how it works.
That is explicitly how it works, buddy.
I'm aware.
Yeah, also,
right,
that second fixture Sign posted, I love that it doesn't know how to have the hands and the lightsaber interact. That lightsaber is melding into the wrist.
I am just getting proven eternally right. That is the Plato's World of Forms pizza. That is the conceptual distillation of pizza.
Right.
I'd like to point out, it really
Wow.
likes that pose for him.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It's
It's
in
not
love
Dante
with this
in the
pose.
slightest. Right, but to someone's point, going back to art, I play Warhammer 40,000. I don't have depth perception. I have the artistic talent of a dead fucking rat. I pay Max to make my army look good. And it does.
Yeah.
And there's no problem with that. I tell Max a color scheme that I want, with some exceptions when sometimes I don't have a color scheme in mind and I say, you know what, Crazy Painter Man? Go do Crazy Painter Man things and let's see what we get. And it's usually pretty fun. And that's allowable. But I can still look at color schemes and go, holy shit, that's ugly. You have to be an artist to look at AI and go, holy shit, that's an abomination.
But yeah,
what
so
are you chuckling about now?
I'm gonna post it. Don't worry.
You know,
Okay.
I'd probably be a lot less hard on AI art if it wasn't for the fact that people unironically call themselves AI artists.
Yeah,
we need to kill those people.
I despise that.
So here's the thing.
Well,
right?
luckily the Supreme Court's thankfully told us that no, you're not a fucking artist. You can't copyright that shit. You have no artistic merit. Get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't. I kind of I'm on the fence about allowing themselves to be called something, because yes, it does take some level of knowledge, effort, and skill to properly guide the retarded baby that is AI to generate the image you are actually trying to go for, because I mean, it is difficult. But
that sounds
at the
familiar.
same time, yes, I know. But at the same time, I feel like we are devaluing words too much these days. There's too many people going around and calling themselves gamers when they don't put more than 1 hour a week into playing video games.
Or when they play fucking phone games.
Or they play fucking Candy Crush, yeah.
Candy
There's
Crush
too
does
many
not make you a gamer.
people going around calling themselves, otakus when they've spent a total of 3 hours of their entire life watching anime, and it was Naruto.
Fucking tourist.
And they had the gall to go out fucking side.
How fucking
You
dare
know,
you?
They talk to
crazy
women.
part, the crazy part, Sneaky, those people that only did 3 hours in Naruto pretty much stopped at one of the best stopping points, because that's just after the Zabuza arc, I'm pretty sure.
Amazing.
Well,
No, the problem is that those people that stopped watching at like certain points now
I'm
unfortunately
I'm not
exist
even
on
joking,
But no,
by
Max,
the way.
no, Max,
That's one of the
you
better
see,
stopping points for Naruto.
when I
Just
say
stop at the
3 hours
Zabuza
of
arc
anime,
and
I didn't mean
fast forward.
continuous. I meant they watched Naruto when it came on Toonami afternoons.
Oh, so they just
So
call
they
it a
they
mix-up.
didn't even get the
Hey.
continuous Naruto. They got episode 3, episode 7, episode 29, episode 68.
Man,
I like that
could
you're
you
purposely
could
naming
you
all the worst episodes.
imagine? Oh man, that needs to be a weird social experiment. Like, all right, we're gonna show you Naruto, okay? Show them everything up to the end of the Zabuza arc. It's like, all right, now we're gonna do a time skip, and then just show them the Boruto movie.
Oh,
Because that's such a massive scale up in power.
Max, that is evil. You are an
Evil.
evil bastard.
Well, they
No,
got
he's
all
a
the
saint.
info they need.
He's a
By the end of the
saint.
Zabuza arc, you know how sealing Jitsu works to a degree. You know about
Mm-hmm.
summonings. You know that Jitsus exist, and you know that some of them are like absurdly strong. Now we're just gonna fast forward 15 years in the future, and good luck.
Okay, but what about
bit.
the
Right.
Space
Don't ask-
Alien God?
Don't ask.
Don't worry about that.
They don't need to know what that is. That's when you start leaning on its magic. Why should I explain it?
Exactly, true.
I ain't gonna explain
Big
shit.
But no, it's AI is currently in a state where it doesn't know. And now, many people who are pro AI will sit there and say something like, oh, well, you're saying that the AI can't create things because it doesn't understand things. There's plenty of humans out there that don't understand things. And I go, yes, and I want to declassify them as human too, so...
Well, Sneaky, there's an alternative answer you can give them. Yes, I'm looking at one right now.
True!
But
God damn.
here's the thing. When they started rolling out LLMs that were doing art specifically, one of the most interesting pieces of art I'd ever seen from this was we gave it a bunch of open source photographs of the real world and told it to just start going crazy.
Yeah.
And it made digital artwork that, while yes, looks like the work of someone who is in desperate need of therapy and schizophrenic medication, it was actually decently unique.
Yes.
It was also clear that a human would have trouble coming up with this because it didn't make sense.
Kinda
Because it
wild.
was still mashing images and patterns together.
Yeah.
But it
I
was a
would
lot
say-
more fun because it was significantly more randomized.
Yes.
And before someone says, "Oh, there's all kinds of art that doesn't make no." If you look at, say, an M.C. Escher painting, there's a screwed up logic to it.
Yeah, there's logic there.
Well,
It's
see,
fuck-
here's the thing
weird.
about art, right? So, fuck every English teacher in existence. Not physically, metaphorically. I just want to be clear there. We don't want them reproducing. But fuck every English teacher in existence, because with books, why were the curtains blue? Because he needed to describe the curtains, and blue is his favorite color. Fuck you.
Or he
stop
happened to
trying
look at his window and said, "I have blue curtains. The curtains
Exactly.
are blue." There
Right,
is no
you know.
deeper fucking meaning to the blue
There's no
curtain.
deeper meaning.
It's because
When it
he's
comes
racist.
to art, the difference between writing and painting, for example, why are the curtains blue? Well, there's probably actually a reason to why the curtains are blue that more than likely is going to be deeper than, well, he looked at his own curtains and saw they were blue. Because
Blue looked better in that shot composition.
that might
could
have been
be
true.
anything from color theory to
Yes.
actual
Exactly.
physical medium of what they were feeling at the time they made it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or it
the
could be the way
there's a
paint's
lot.
mixed.
There's a lot deeper meanings. Yeah, it was an easier paint mix to use. It just came
Or
out
it
that
could just
way.
be-
Sure.
He
There's
fucking
bu-
decided it.
Yeah,
Right.
He just did it.
there could be
But
more
here's the
meaning
thing,
there could be
right?
no-
Is there is a level of deliberate there, because you don't have to paint curtains in. Like you aren't required to paint curtains in. In a book, you have to mention there's
Yeah.
curtains because you need to tell people, hey, this is what the room looks
there's
like,
curtains.
because you don't have a picture of the room. But when you do have a picture of the room, well, not every room
Why
has
are the
curtains in it. So if
curtains
you decide
Yeah.
that this room needs curtains in it, you have to paint the curtains in, which means you chose to put the curtains in as a deliberate choice for the viewer of the painting to see the curtains, which means the curtains might actually have a meaning to them.
Now, that meaning might just be this person owns curtains.
Now, admittedly, the meaning might be is they use their own personal room as a model for the picture, which happened to have blue curtains.
Yeah.
But there is a higher likelihood of the blue curtains being philosophical in nature in a painting than in a book.
Yeah.
But anyway, AI don't know shit. It's not gonna know shit for a long fucking time. And this
a good point.
podcast has been dedicated to showing how few people are capable of even replicating what the AI can manage to do.
True.
Unfortunately, true.
And I've blocked 7 different stories today alone for being AI slop. They went nowhere. They did nothing. There was no understanding going on. in any form or fashion for any of these stories. Like, these stories did not make sense. And I don't mean
Are you
it
sure
like
it wasn't just a retarded author?
No, it was a retarded author, but they were using AI to write it for them. And that's what I'm saying, though, is
I didn't
if
say
you
anything.
if you give a
No, he said
retard
though is, not
it-
knows.
if you give a retard a hammer, your wall's gonna have a few new holes.
They might be
True.
artistic holes.
No,
But
no,
they're
I'm
gonna
not
be
even talking
holes.
about art anymore. I'm just saying, like, if a smart person has a hammer, they're probably not going to make a hole in your wall. If a dumb person has a hammer, they're probably going to make a hole in your wall. Like, that's the hammer exists regardless, and that's what AI is. It's a fucking hammer. And so a dumb person's going to make a bunch of fucking holes with the hammer, and a smart person's going to put the nail through the wood where it needs to go. So a smart person wielding AI is going to create a higher quality story than a dumb person wielding AI. That's just how it is.
Yeah. And by the way, just to point out like what an actual artist can do, right?
Wow.
So
Amazing
I know
Royal Road.
fucking Royal Road, right? I know someone who's an actual artist, and they were going through a 40K phase. They were also watching Spy Times Family at that point, and I joked with them that hey, you should absolutely do Spy Times Family with Warhammer 40,000, and that's what I didn't even ask for this. They made a whole ass series of prints of this shit, and they sent me one for being the
Kinda cool.
inspiration for it. Right?
Cool.
Maybe you could ask AI to do Spy Times Family with Warhammer 40,000.
It's not
You're
going to
not
look
getting
nearly as good.
Yeah, it's not going to be good, and unless you specify the art style to be more of a comic book style, you're probably going to get this realistic distilled garbage that we got earlier with the fucking Grok and Dante Star Wars image. Like, again, it's using majority rules.
That's your model.
Okay, 80% of art posted now is probably going to be using that fucking porn poser program. That's free. It's free, so shitloads of people use it.
Yes.
And there's gonna be, for every one drawn image out there, there is probably 100 dog shit porn poser images.
Yeah.
And so the
There's something
AI
about that
is going to be
but
fed
yeah.
all of these, and it's going to go, okay, beep boop, 99% of images use this model type. I will draw that model type. Because if someone is asking for a picture and they're not specifying in the style of blank, then they probably, on average, want the average picture that average is used. And so I'm going to draw the most average of average.
No.
That
That's where
ends
your
up being
model
the
comes in,
porn model.
Sneaky. You explicitly choose the model you want to use. Like, there's a real to life model. There's the anime style model,
Almost
and so on
like
and so forth.
I literally said that.
You have to
Unless you
download.
specify what style you want to use.
You can
If
pick
you
a style
go
within the
in-
model.
Sign, just shut up.
If you go
he has
to
said that.
Grok and say, give me a picture of Dante from Devil May Cry, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to give you a wiki page picture of Dante from Devil May Cry, or it's going to use a porn poser inspired 3D generated model of Dante from Devil May Cry. Because a majority of the content it was trained on was porn poser models. So when it averages out what a user might be asking for when they say a picture of Dante, it either wants new art or the wiki picture. So it's going to either give them new art averaged out to be porn poser or the wiki picture. That's what it is. AI sometimes creates unexpected bangers like the current shape store memes going around on Shitter. I have no idea. You're
fuck
gonna
is
I
have
have
to
no idea
post
what that
them.
is.
I have no. I do not go on Twitter.
It made some pretty good stuff for the Amelia campaign when that came out.
Oh yeah, but you also have to keep in mind, like the Million Amelias, he spent hours regenerating it over and over and over and over again until
Oh,
he
yeah,
rolled
sure,
the
but-
dice and got the nat 20.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people were also doing that and making their own stuff, not just the one guy. Not for a million amigas. I'm just
right.
talking.
I'm
were a
aware,
lot of
and
people
other people
posting
went
that.
out and did it. Yes, I'm aware. But like at the end of the day, that's what you saw were the successful images that everyone liked. You didn't
Oh,
see
yeah, I know.
the 99 people that made dog shit images and no one liked.
Yeah.
I literally just
Well,
saw
there's
this
also
post.
the-
I saw something along the lines of AI artist, and then I saw something about a coin. My fucking eyes glazed over, and I'm like, "Fuck this!" I'm not even
The
gonna read
Shape
the rest of it.
Store. This backroom style video has gone viral on X and TikTok. The
What the
same AI
fuck?
artist behind the viral Bird 3. Shortly after I
Ugh.
CTO'd this coin, the artist reached out. We have redirected all fees to him. He launched a shit coin based off of this?
What the
Yeah, of
fuck is
course.
Bird
Everyone's
doing
launching their shit
3?
coins these days, dude.
Yeah, hey, listen. The president proved that grifting people with your own shitcoin is perfectly legal, so why not get in on it?
Yeah.
I have just watched a 15-second clip of this
You
video.
want that 15 seconds of your life back?
No, I don't want that 15 seconds of my life back. I want to restore the monarchy, and we need to we need to replace the caste system. The caste system needs to also come back.
No,
and
we don't. No,
everyone
no, no, no,
below
no,
a
no, no.
certain
We do not want
caste
that. We do
can
not
no
want that.
longer use the internet. In fact, they're not
Sneaky,
allowed to speak
Sneaky,
anymore.
I have bad news.
Language
You're the
is
bottom
banned.
of the cast.
Let's just do it based on IQ or something, not cast.
Yeah, that's
Come
sure.
on,
Sign, I
now.
have bad news for you.
It's a sacrifice we're all willing to make.
It's a sacrifice we're all willing to make.
I'll be
Sign.
fine. I'll be
Ooh,
fine. You eat
Whole
shit.
plan.
That's some that's some bold words from a guy who's confidently
But
wrong.
yeah, no. Restore the
So-
monarchy. Caste
I can
system
be
is being
confidently
brought
wrong.
back. Language is officially banned. They're not allowed to read or speak.
Oof.
That's my new positioning. That's my
Make
new political
English the official
position
worldwide
after,
language.
After watching the Shape Store videos, that's
No,
the
no,
opinion
no.
I've
Hang
come
on.
to.
If we're going based off intelligence, we cannot make English the global language. English is an abomination, even as far as other languages are
It's
concerned.
better than German. It's
Uh,
better than
Thinking,
French.
no. You're not thinking clearly.
Jesus,
You're letting the
German.
British have actual power again.
It's better than Chinese.
No,
it's better
American
than
English.
Japanese.
American English, not British English.
All languages have something awful about them. I think the cleanest language, unironically, may end up being Korean, and that's only because they took the time to literally reinvent their written structure, like
No.
40 or 50 years ago.
Have you heard?
Sign,
These
they-
videos
Sign, they-
feel like watching Twilight
They,
Zone.
I've
for the
heard
Gen
it
Zers.
spoken,
Yeah, possibly.
but it's a lot more straightforward in structure, and the new alphabet they implemented like in the last
Oh,
5 decades.
sure. I'm sure they cleaned up their written language. I'll give them kudos for that. But the spoken language just.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I've never
Sign,
had
tonal-
a language
tonal
that was
languages
nails
are
on
banned.
Gonna be
chalkboard
sign.
before that
Let's
one.
not pretend that every language doesn't sound like complete garbage to non-native speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Get off your high horse there, man.
Look, I'm just saying on a personal level, I
Every-
had
every
never
language
before had a
sucks.
language that sounded like nails on a chalkboard, that got that nails on a chalkboard reaction
Oh my
before
God,
I heard
sign.
Korean.
Sign.
Stein.
Fuck off.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
Shut up. Please
Jesus
shut.
Christ.
For
I
the love
can't
of
see
all
how
that is
much
holy.
Chinese,
We're just gonna
other
move on.
Asiatic
We're just gonna
What
move on.
the
We're plowing
actual
sign
fuck
over.
is
Sign
wrong
Oh
is
my
being
God.
turned into a parking lot.
Sign-
Can we get a
I
sign
get-
elf next Tuesday as well?
Yeah,
Can we
sign-
get it
no,
for
it's
2
next
weeks in a
Tuesday.
row,
It's
actually?
actually the week after.
Yeah,
He's already got another
sign
one
out
backed
for
up.
next Tuesday now. Yep.
Look, I had to
Great.
cancel out them W's.
Yeah,
What?
I know you were determined.
Sign, you do that. by
Saying that you
breathing.
have to cancel a W's does
All
not
the
make that
Ws
statement
do-
any more retarded.
all
Or
all
lesser
the
part.
W's do
Fuck,
is
now
bring you
I'm infecting
back
you
to
with
net zero. You're
Yeah.
not gaining anything with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so the final topic of the night. I say final topic because this is probably gonna make me crash out. It's probably gonna make Max crash out. It's probably gonna make
Is
Adam
it-
crash out.
Is it
All
the
right,
final
let's hear it.
countdown?
No. So it was a conversation I had with
Oh
Aeon
no.
that was
Oh,
so
no.
long.
Oh no.
That was so long. I
You know what?
couldn't share it with anyone else.
You know what? I prefer my sanity. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now get back here.
So
Oh, he's
You
gone.
have no
No
power here,
balls.
Australian.
the premise of the conversation
I'm not Kaz.
started
Quiet,
It's a freaking
Australian.
time. Okay, now you're doing the
with
dick.
Max.
Okay.
Yes,
He
of
did
course
the
I'm being
thing.
intentional.
Being casually racist once again.
Oof.
Well, you know.
Couldn't let Sign
Australians
outdo
aren't
him.
real.
He couldn't let Sign outdo him.
Yeah, they live on the underside of the planet. The world's flat. No one can
Yeah.
live under there.
Listen. If they lived on the underside of the planet, the Great Space Turtle Atun would have crushed them by now. And
Exactly.
we'd have pictures of the elephants upon which Atun is carried. So,
Exactly.
And have you heard the shit that goes on their island? It's like they live in a Godzilla movie on Monster Island. No, that's
Yeah.
fake.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, hang on. Counterpoint. They chose to live on God's alpha test for some reason.
True.
No, they didn't
Yeah,
choose. They were exiled.
They're in
there
the
and
dev
chose to
area.
stay.
Signed, there was
Someone
literally
glitched
nothing
their way into
stopping
the
them
dev
from leaving
zone.
for the last 70 years.
I did say
True.
they,
They
chose,
chose
to
to
stay,
stay.
but they were originally exiled there.
yeah.
Yeah, marathon.
In
Yes,
fairness, the
marathon,
first 3 or 4 generations
aka.
get a pass. They weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah, yes. Marathon's coming out tomorrow, aka Concord 3. It's going to be another Concord. Everyone knows it's going
I
to be
thought
a
it was
Concord.
Hilarious 4.
The demo came out, and apparently
Concord
the
4 is
demo
the
came out with,
Horizon
and
one.
they had such a massive
Oh,
amount
right,
of
yeah.
refund requests, they broke the store from the demo coming out.
Oh!
Ooh,
Yeah.
Wait, that's that bad?
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it was that bad.
I heard about
They're
refund
fucked.
requests. I didn't realize it was that bad of a store crash.
Yeah,
They broke the
Goddamn.
Steam store.
yeah. Which I mean,
They
isn't
gotta-
really
they
that high of
gotta-
a bar, but it is a bar.
It's the fact that it happened is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think.
Man, the AAA
Yeah, that's-
industry is fucked.
Yes, good.
No shit.
Um,
No kidding.
but yeah. So
I
the
mean, I
entire
guess that's what
conversation.
happens when you hire people with no passion for the medium.
Yeah, obviously. I mean,
When you
It is-
put
I
HR
talked about
charge-
this on Sign's server as well, and I said, look, the ultimate thing is that it's another situation where corporations have created the own means of their own destruction through their own greed, because, you know, back in the day of 2006, everyone just made games that were fun, and you could share the market with as many developers as you wanted, because people bought all the games because you played the game, it was fun, you moved on to the next game, and that was it. But so many developers were like, yeah, but we want more money. So they created mechanics that made the person play that game more and pay more to play the game. And players started over time playing singular games more because, well, they spent so much money on the game, they have to play it now. And when that
cost fallacy.
happens is they're not buying other people's games. So those companies go, oh shit, we're not making as much money anymore. We have to monetize our games more. We have to keep a user base locked down now. And so then everyone scrambled around to grab up as many users as possible. And what we resulted with is, you know what 2025's player growth was?
What, like
0.2%.
5%
Was this for the mobile
0.2
game thing?
global percent. Yep.
Nice.
There
Alright.
is no more
the market
players.
saturation?
We
We have hit
have
market
hit
saturation.
market saturation. And
Well,
everyone's
alright.
now stuck on their own little island of game. And there's no one else. All the games coming out now trying to do what's been done before are gonna crash and burn, And they are, and have been, because they're not offering anything new that will draw people off of their sunk cost fallacy chains. Everyone's going to cling to their island still, being like, nope, I can't leave. I've spent so much money.
It would help if, because this has been proven time and time again in entertainment and art, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but if your wheel looks like shit, they're still not going to come.
Well, I mean,
You
it's not
just-
just that.
If Marathon
You need to stop
just
reinventing
had
the wheel.
if Marathon just had the gunplay of, I don't know, Halo 3 with the sprint mechanics they finally added with Reach and 4, it probably would have been okay. And if they
And
put a
had the
little less
aesthetics of
emphasis
the
on it,
original Marathon.
if they put a little less emphasis on it being PvPvE and just made it big death matches instead of an extraction shooter, it probably would have done even better.
Yeah.
Because Marathon is an old, like, big PvP arena thing to my knowledge, right?
Yeah.
No. Marathon
what
is
was
a
Marathon?
Marathon is single player. It's always been a single player FPS.
Okay, so move it to a
Okay.
massive PvE
Yeah,
scenario.
then just move it to large arenas with PvP and have a single player
Where did I put
part as well.
Yeah,
Because
like, to
what
be
people
clear,
what people want is good gameplay. If I'm not getting new gameplay, give me good gameplay. I mean, you're
yeah,
not
to be
giving
clear,
me either.
Marathon was like I don't want to say a prototype because like it doesn't play like Halo, right? It's back in the era of Doom before you could like aim up and down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like in terms of a incredibly long story and convoluted absolute bullshit, oh, Marathon's right up there.
What did they do to Jean Grey?
Yeah, if you want
Excuse
to talk
me, it's
ugly, there
ma'am.
you go. It's
What the
ma'am.
fuck is this?
Sneaky, that's not okay.
Yeah,
Caption you added, not okay.
But yeah, no, like back to Marathon before Sneaky gets us in trouble. The entire third game is literally about you time looping to try and stop the first game.
Based.
That's
Bro, that just looks like
funny.
it's unfinished rendered.
Yeah, that is that's got to be an unfinished render. He's clipping through the suit.
God, look at the positioning of that shoulder.
Yeah, that's a part of the reason that I'm with that. And actually, if you
more
look
worried about
at
the
if you look at the
Again, sign
neckline,
this. I'm not saying it's
those
gonna
are
get
either
much better,
different.
but it's an
Oh no, those are
unfinished
different
render.
textures and fucked up lighting.
Yeah,
God, that
yeah,
is
like
such
there's
a
all
shit show.
kinds of
Holy
unbaked
fuck.
shit here.
Yeah. But anyway,
That needs to go back in the oven.
genuinely look at the space between the torso and the neck. You've got the Fallout 3 New Vegas neck clip. Like,
yep. Damn.
Yeah, where
you
they
have the
forgot
neck
to they forgot to match the
neck
material.
But
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
this is MJ from Spider-Man, the Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, wasn't the writer trans?
Wasn't that the
No.
quote unquote updated model for
Yeah,
for number
that's the
2?
second one.
Based on
Yeah.
her VA, if I remember correctly.
It was based on her VA, supposedly. But even then, they made it uglier than the VA.
Yep. Well, of course,
Like,
obviously.
it got worse.
It's classic.
Yeah, didn't the VA actually look, I don't know, like human?
Better in the first one.
Yes,
Yeah.
the VA
Like
looks
an average
human.
human?
Yeah.
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 Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting real sick of the idea that the average human is
Farquaad?
what we've been seeing.
Again, this brings back
in
Stellar Blade,
LA.
and no real human looks like that. That is literally a mocap.
Look, you
for
guys
the
are just
actual
jealous of
actress.
peak humanity, okay?
Okay, Sneaky, let's be
Lord
real
Farquaad.
though. Farquaad has a very defined jawline that would look probably.
Are you
conventionally
I'm sorry.
attractive
Are
in
you
real life.
telling me that
Best color
isn't
is
Mary
gray.
Jane? Are you telling me that isn't Jean Grey?
No, because I think I could see someone like Farquaad in real life, and people would still find that more conventionally attractive than what we got.
Sure, for a man, not for a woman.
Yes. But anyway.
This is how I learned Laura Bailey was the voice for Mary Jane Watson in the new Spider-Man.
So anyway, Marathon's gonna crash and burn. No one's gonna be surprised. It's a fucking shit show. They, them, was, wers. You know, they're gonna change their pronouns and all that fun stuff. All right. So anyway, crash out.
Yeah, your crash out with.
So Max, he did the
Aeon.
thing. You know that thing that pisses both of us off really massively.
Okay.
Whenever
There's
someone.
a lot of things.
Yeah. So it's the thing where someone says what we said and then we didn't say those things.
Oh, putting words in my mouth rather than.
Yeah.
Like, for example, it's one thing to say, well, what you're saying sounds like this, as opposed to, well, you said this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's
So
the difference, which is, this is how I'm interpreting your words, whereas I'm saying you said those words. There's a world of difference between these two directions.
Yeah.
He did the second, didn't he? Again.
Yeah, so he opens up with, remember how you keep telling me that only guns determine power? I have never said that to anyone, anywhere, ever.
I think the closest I've ever seen you say or type that is talking about violence being used to enforce authority in most situations.
Yes,
which
that's
is
what
very different.
Very different. And I responded with, I have never said that. I have repetitively said the root of all authority is power, and the root of power is violence. No one cares if you talk good or have lots of resources if they can just take it from you without retaliation.
Yeah. Well, I get what he's saying in that. Well, where's the power to inflict violence come from these days? Oh, it's guns.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying that I say that, which I don't. So he is constructing an argument based off of something he's strawmanning me saying, so he can dismantle what I'm saying, but I've never said that.
You tear that straw man down, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, anyway, I say that to him, and he comes back with the start of the discussion. Yeah, but what about all those men who are pussy whipped by their wives?
What does this have to do with what he just said? See,
he believes. I'm going to distill this giant conversation down for you. He believes.
Is this something you're okay with talking about on stream?
Oh, I fucking will.
Okay. Just making sure.
So he believes. This is not me saying it. This is him saying it. He believes that hard power doesn't exist because vagina is stronger than violence.
How is sex not just another form of hard power?
Oh, the sex is intrinsically soft.
In fact, I guess we need to agree on definitions of what he means by hard power versus soft power, I suppose.
So he was trying to, in this entire conversation, he kept coming back to it. He was trying to, air quotes, disprove me. Because, and I kept reframing it for him into different ways to try and make him understand that the straw man that he constructed of my argument doesn't fucking exist. But he kept trying to distill what I was saying into like this little fucking gloopy sloop that he can slurp up and disprove.
Why
like,
is he trying to simplify your already very simple explanation?
Well, yes.
Why is he attempting? Why is he dumbing down what you said to yourself?
Because he can't disprove it then. Because what I'm doing is I'm like, look, dude, I'm not saying there isn't soft power. I'm just saying that if you have a tree pointing at the roots and going, there are roots to that tree, doesn't mean there aren't leaves and branches and nuance to the tree. I'm just pointing out there are roots.
Roots is what holds it up.
And he's like, no, you don't understand.
That structural value.
Yeah, right. But and he was just like, oh well, vagina's clearly more powerful because husbands won't kill their wives to prove their point. I'm like,
What you say?
Oh no.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Have you looked at the
Right.
news or history?
Some
Right.
of the most heinous marital crimes I've heard are literally, why did you maim/kill your spouse to prove a point?
yes,
Yeah,
I'm
and
Like
aware.
that has been a
do it to your wife. It
confession.
goes both ways.
I know, and I was
Yeah,
just
of course,
like,
that's why I said
wow.
spouse. That's why I
First
said
off,
spouse sign.
Yeah.
I was like, first off, wow, that's
I was
hilariously
agreeing
wrong.
with you.
B, it's not. Vagina isn't stronger than violence because it can make some men not beat the woman to death. That's not how power hierarchy works. Oh, it can make guy A not beat me. Okay, well, it just makes guy A not beat you. If guy B comes along and doesn't want your vagina and he beats you to death, well, where's your power?
Did you present to him the uncomfortable conclusion of where denial of soft power leads to a direct
Yes,
implementation of the hard power to get the soft power?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did say that a couple times. I was just like, look,
Okay.
just because,
It's all-
like,
Oh,
I
that's-
tried reframing, I tried moving it away from sex too. I was like talking about resources of like, yeah, glass is a great resource. People would kill for glass, but glass is only useful when it's not in tiny little grains and shattered. So you can't use all of the violence to get the glass if the glass breaks while you use the violence to get the glass. Because then there's no point in having the
Yeah.
glass if it's broken. Now, some people might want the broken glass, but that's some people. You are using violence to obtain not broken glass. Because you want the glass
Yeah.
not broken.
I like my glass in panes, not
This
grains.
is a fascinating just
But
summary
here's-
we're getting of something
Here's
probably
another
far
great,
worse.
great line from me. Interesting theory there you have. Vagina is the real source of power. Yes, I see. So what does she do? Does she fuck the deer to death? Does she clam trap the fish?
Ah. Oh no.
God damn, Sneaky. What the fuck? You're
No,
not
the
wrong,
argument
but I
is
hate
both.
that you phrased it like that.
Obviously, she applied vagina to her man and made him go do those things. That means her vagina is more powerful than him.
Well, yeah, because he wants it, and that's a resource that he wants, and that's what I kept reiterating to him over and over again. Is yes, the vagina is only powerful because it's a resource that he wants access to. And he wants access to that resource in a very specific way.
Wow.
And then I brought up Genghis Khan, and boy, did he not like me bringing up Genghis Khan.
Oh man.
Well, a lot of people don't like it when you bring
everything.
up Genghis Khan.
Everything about Mr. Khan.
And I was like, yeah, so how about vagina with Genghis Khan? Yeah, famous for respecting women he was.
Yes.
And then he
What-
goes
what
off
was
and
that?
he...
Why she was ruled by
What
vagina.
was that statistic of the amount of
2 billion something.
males? Yeah.
Over 60%, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's over
Something like closer to
60% of Asians and something like 2 billion people in total.
Yeah. There's your soft power becoming your hard power right there, huh?
And so again, he just like completely mischaracterizes my points again in this part here of I say stop trying to boil down what I'm saying. I'm not some retarded chud who is saying violence is the only answer that you are trying to characterize me as. I'm just saying that the foundation to everything is built off of the idea of violence. And he's like, well, I don't think you're retarded. I just think you're just doing some cultural romanticism. Oh,
Hypocrisy.
Let's
from
say, in theory, someone does something mean to you, so you walk up to him and shoot him. That solved the problem, but you committed murder, and now the town turns against you. That violence backfired on you, even if you're right. And I'm like, you literally just proved my point. The violence that the town is capable of is greater than your violence, which means that you lose.
Yeah.
The town's
It's
authority
not-
wins.
But Sneaky,
So
you're not supposed to point out the violence the government does. That's okay. That's allowed.
I'm not really understanding how claiming violence is the root of power, which makes it by extension the root of authority, is romanticizing violence, especially because AC Black Flag, great game, but it's very much a cultural
True.
romanticization of
Oh,
pirates
absolutely.
of that period.
Yeah.
We as in pop culture, we romanticize the reality of pirates, the reality of knighthood and chivalry of the medieval times. We romanticize ninjas, we romanticize all these things.
Yeah.
A simple
You gotta
statement
remember
of
that
your
they were
personal
people.
observations that are shared by a lot of people when they think about it for more than a few minutes is not romanticizing a given observation.
And at no point in time have I ever said we need to go out and beat people to death. That'll be the solution to everything. Once we beat people to death, everything will just be solved. Now, I will say, hey, you know, it does start with killing a couple people here and there and forcing the societal death penalty and stuff like that.
And a few more beatings.
I'm not
help.
saying that's the solution, that if we just kill people, suddenly magically everything gets fixed. No, you gotta have a comprehensive economic policy and cultural standards, and the violence leads to the solution, but it's not the solution. And he keeps trying to characterize me through this entire fucking discussion as if I'm just saying, oh, Grug take stick, Grug kill Greg, Grug now God. Like,
Listen. I will say that I think Sneaky is far too casual with the violence he's willing to accept for a number of things.
True.
I don't think Sneaky's an idiot who thinks violence is the solution to every problem.
well,
Listen,
I mean,
as the saying goes, war is just an extension of diplomacy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
At the end of the
Sign,
day,
yes.
when
But
words
Sign,
fail,
you're
we
not
resort to
fixing
violence.
your Sign. You can't fix your screwed up economy with violence. You can burn your economy to the ground by violence and start over from the beginning to fix your
Oh.
economy.
No, how
But
many
that's not
wars
going
have
to
we
fix your
gotten
economy.
into
But
when the economy got bad? And that
right, but
fixed the economy?
here's the thing, though, right? Is that
Sign, that's not fixing the economy, that's a stopgap at best.
true?
Yeah,
I'm
but
aware.
But what I'm saying is
don't
that
use
violence.
the word fix. It's not a
True.
fix.
But
Stopgaps
what
are
I'm
not
saying, though,
fixes.
Temporarily fixed the economy. They just had to do it again a few times.
no, Sign, you're wrong. Anyway, so
one
what
of
I
these
what I
days,
say,
his bells are going to be large enough. We just ban him
they
for
blot
a
out
month
the
off
sun.
the stream.
What I say is that you need violence to solve some of the problems, the immediate corruption, but it's the implied violence that prevents future corruption.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. If you do this, you will be executed. Oh, well, I probably shouldn't fucking do that now, should I?
Listen,
Yeah.
for all the problems with the French Revolution and the French today, the French had a pretty good run of it, and the revolution's the reason why.
The guillotine was one of the best things the French ever
They
came
killed
up
a
with.
lot of people.
Yeah, a little bit too many people, and it's a good example of what happens when you get too liberal with the death penalty. But
Yeah, true.
the point is that violence is still the solution, is still part of the solution in the end, because no matter what, society is built off of the idea of rules. What are rules? Well, rules are where you have a list of things you can't do, and how you're supposed to do them. Okay, well, what if I don't do them? Well, then people with
Violence.
weapons come to you, beat the shit out of you, and put you in a box.
Or
Oh, so
if
violence.
you do it bad enough, you get killed. Which, again, violence.
And if you resist, they kill you. Oh, so violence. And violence enforces the rules, which makes society happen. People look at that and go, wow, I don't want to go in a box. I'm not
I
going to
don't
do
want
the
to get
things.
violence.
If you
Yeah.
just had a society where no one was ever touched, the worst the police could ever do to you was tell you, hey, knock that off. They weren't allowed to touch you, arrest you, look at you meanly. All they could do is tell you, hey, knock that off. People would just do whatever the fuck they want because there's no
So, Britain.
punishments then. Yeah, Britain's a great example. Look how Britain's doing right now. Not too great.
Not too great. Woo.
But that's my point, though, is if punishment stops occurring, then it's not a rule.
I mean, we're already seeing this in the U.S. with the whole, okay, well, we need to change the sentencing for these things because of
Well, no,
insert your reason
without getting
here.
into another sign L, I mean, just look at the shoplifting. They increased what is considered shoplifting from $0 to $800, and you know what people did? They started
Steal
shoplifting
$800 worth.
$799 worth of stuff because it's not technically shoplifting, because it's only shoplifting if it's over $800. It's like, okay, and the result ended up being not people not shoplifting. The result ended up being people shoplifting up to the point where it was considered shoplifting.
And because it was counted by incident, they would just come back the next day.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just people are going to follow the rules because they don't want to go in the box. And if the rules say you can kill one person a day and you don't have a morality system in place that says killing people is bad, then you're going to have one murder per person per day.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh. Listen, I would use my murder in the first 20 seconds of my day on my morning commute. I'd be like, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Fucking every morning commute would be a shootout.
It wouldn't last long. I'd give it about a month.
True, right? But
Society,
that's my point,
society
though, right?
collapses because morning commutes still exist. Listen.
True.
There's never been a better argument from work for home than preventing the collapse of society from constant gun.
Look, boss, I don't want to get shot on my way to work, so I'm just going to work from home if that's okay.
But see, that's
my
point,
okay,
right?
I'll be to the office tomorrow.
Is that laws are based on the hypothetical violence of the state to enforce those laws?
Yes. Or if not
quite
the
hypothetical.
violence of the state, right? If you want to get, because some people are going to go, it's not violence to incarcerate you. The restriction of your freedoms, or whatever you want to label it.
No,
because we got into this. No, we got into this discussion on Sign Server of someone was like, oh well, we just put them into jail. You don't have to be violent, and it's like, okay, well, how do you get them into jail? Do you just ask them to put the handcuffs on and then get in the car and then we go to jail? No, you have to usually beat them because usually when they're committing a crime, they don't want to go in the box. So they resist going in the box.
I would say the guy who's going into the box generally tends to be a problem because he doesn't want to go in the box.
Yeah, so...
And even when they'll go, oh, but people will peacefully go to the box. That's because the big man with a gun says you're going in the box.
It's implied that if you don't comply, they're going to beat and or possibly shoot you.
Well, you've got two choices, two boxes you can go into. You can go into the temporary
the forever box or the temporary
or the forever box.
Yeah.
You want the temporary box? Then come with me.
But that's what it is at the end of the day, right? Is that you do have to use violence. Yeah, sure, incarcerating the person isn't violent, but you do have to use violence or the implied idea that you could use violence to get them into the box.
And it's the threat of violence. Just
clear. So I fully agree. I just wanted to cover that particular pendant.
Right, yeah. And that's what society is. Society is a group of people who have decided that they're not going to be violent to each other unless it's to enforce rules. Okay, well, we need a rule enforcer. Okay, so the rule enforcer is the one that's allowed to use society's violence against people that break the rules. And
Okay,
And
but
what
what
is
happens if the
society?
rule
Yeah,
enforcer
what is society's
starts
violence? It is
fucking
the
around?
agreement that we will all abide by this set of rules. And if you choose not to abide by this set of rules, then you forfeit all the other parts of the social contract. Like, we will not just stab you on sight.
right, exactly, and
That was
that's the whole
outlawed.
thing,
Yes.
right? Is that the violence is it's implied. You don't have to beat someone; they just have to know you might beat them.
You will if they fuck around.
And that's soft power. It's, hey, look, we have resources we have. You know, we have things you want. Soft power is also, hey, we have things you don't want. If you don't want the thing that you don't want, then you should do what we say.
No. The
Yeah.
threat of using hard power is itself hard power.
No.
No.
China's
Sign.
final warning.
I'm sorry.
China's final
Sign.
warning.
No, not even China's
What's
final
China's
warning.
final warning?
Literally, what
It's a
Putin-
famous thing.
Listen,
Whenever
listen.
China issues a warning, they say it's their final warning.
Well, A, that, but B, listen, Sign is too stupid to understand this. I'm going to bring this to a level that you will understand.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay? Big man in Russia say, stay out or I nuke you. We get
Yes.
involved. He not nuke us. He say, don't do this thing or I nuke you. We do that thing. We don't get nuked. He can't do it because the second he does it, the threat of nuclear war is a deterrent. Actually pushing the button is an invitation for everyone else to go, that's it, board's flipped. I'm also flipping the board. Using a nuke once other people have nukes is no longer a threat. Saying I will is soft power. Because the threat of the nuke is more problematic than him actually using the nuke. Because everyone knows how to respond. If he pushes the button, we all
Everybody
push
else
the
pushes
button.
their buttons.
Right, exactly. So, hard power is literally hard power. Soft power is resources, it's the implication of the hard power. When someone doesn't have soft power anymore, so say you have a gun and you keep threatening, I'm going to shoot you if you don't do this, but you never shoot anyone.
Well, then you don't have any soft power.
Then you don't have any soft power because everyone knows that your threat of shooting someone isn't going to happen. And eventually, it's going to turn into you're going to have to pull out the gun and shoot someone to remind everyone that, yes, you will actually shoot someone.
That you have hard power, yes.
So, it's just like, yes, Max, did you read that one?
Yeah, it's causing me some pain because it's like there's a whole section involving table flipping, tax collectors.
Whipping.
And another thing where it's like, this is part of the root of a belief that I have that a lot of people aren't comfortable with, but I do not think violence is the answer, but it is never off the table. It's simply not the first resort. That's it.
Well, yeah.
Violence should not be your first resort 9 times out of 10.
Sure,
If it is a situation where it's your first resort, it's literally life and death.
Right, but here's the thing,
Like,
though,
if
right?
you don't act, someone's gonna die.
You're guy A, he's guy B. Violence isn't the first resort, but you both come to the table because you know if you don't do that, then you have to use violence. And neither of you want to use violence. So the implicit inevitability of the violence makes you negotiate without violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like people will always bring up like turn the other cheek. It's like, well, yes, that was an aspect of those teachings, but there is a point where we're told
turn
like,
the other cheek was also about Romans and making them hit you with their second hand and basically making them acknowledge you. And
yes, but there was
it was a multi-layered lesson.
Yes, I would say. Also, I would say, yeah, there's also absolutely the important lesson of you do not need to respond to every insult with violence,
Right.
because those who live by the sword will die by the sword.
Yeah.
And he wasn't being metaphorical about that. He
No,
was
quite
being
literally, yeah.
very literal about that.
Yeah, when you wave a gun around, eventually someone's going to shoot you.
They should.
Probably, yeah. Like, I will consistently point to this. Turning the other cheek is also a great way of still making use of violence. Now you're making use of your opponent's violence to make them look like the fool. Because the civil rights movement was literally, I'm going to turn the other cheek, and now I've got an entire nation on my side because I didn't lift a single hand, and you still hit me.
Right, but the turning of the other cheek isn't the acceptance of the violence. It's forcing them.
No, I know. That's why I said
Right.
it's making use of their violence for your benefit now.
Right.
In modern terms, it's a hell of a PR move.
Right, but what I was trying to say is
Yeah.
is it's the people use turning the other cheek in the modern day to just be like, oh, well, you just have to accept that violence is done to you. Where in the civil rights movement, turning the other cheek in terms of that was, no, look at them. I am doing nothing but standing here, and they are striking me.
Yeah, I am existing, and that is reason for them to do violence to me, even life-threatening violence.
Right. And so it was using themselves as, a whipping post effectively to show society something they didn't want to see.
On the other hand, remind me again, wasn't there also?
You know, it's even
There's a lot of
funnier that
violence
he
that
of
went
all
along with that.
people is making this claim, because there's a specific group of people that I never want to push to a certain point.
Right.
And that's
Regular.
Buddhist monks. If they've decided
True,
they're
yeah.
done with me, I'm
You
not
probably
winning
fucked
that
up.
fight.
Yeah,
I'm not winning that fight
you've
because
definitely fucked
those
up.
dudes use martial training for both spiritual and practical means.
Yes.
And they're not secret about their training. They will let you film the training, and when you see the shit they do, and like, I didn't know the human body could be trained to resist that. It's like,
Oh
no.
yeah,
Yep.
no. If you want,
Like, there's a karate dude, Jesse Inconf or something. He got to meet with a dude who practiced Iron Body.
Mm.
And the dude's body is so well trained that at some point he's got Jesse kicking him. He's like, "You got to hit me harder." And it's like, "But my foot's hurting."
well,
I
I'm
don't
just
want to
saying,
mess with a dude
who's.
who's. I don't want to mess with a guy whose body is so hard that me kicking him is going to cause me more damage than it is him. Because if he decides he wants to hit me, oh, it's over.
Oh no, durability is not strength. They're two different measures.
Time. Would you want
It's
to be
gonna
hit
hurt.
by a steel? Would you want to be hit by a steel beam? Because that's what that arm's going to feel like.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm also saying just because he is strong enough that you can't break his bones or what the fuck ever, don't mean he can lift a car.
I'm going to be
Yes.
honest.
okay, sure, but
he
I'm
was
still going to
still
come
a
off worse for
Shaolin.
punching him.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he
absolutely.
was still a Shaolin monk practicing. Yeah, he
What-
was still
what-
a
what-
Shaolin monk practicing Buddhism, so odds are he probably could still lift the car.
He-
Or the car
he
could
might
land
be
on
able to
him
bench
and
press a
he still comes out
Volkswagen.
on top.
Or
I don't know.
you do what I did, which is where someone tried to headbutt me, and I proceeded to headbutt them, and my head was way harder, so my durability won, even though I wasn't like some fucking training in headbanging or some shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My durability wins, and your durability loses. Therefore, you take damage.
You break.
I don't need to hit your skull harder. I just need it to fracture before mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
exactly.
listen, one of the
That's
coolest
the
things about
argument I'm
Shaolin
making.
monks, if you are genuinely dedicated,
Yeah.
they'll let you. You don't have to become a Shaolin monk, but if you're
Oh,
like, hey,
you don't-
listen, I'm interested
you
in
don't-
learning about your philosophy and improving myself.
You don't even
They'll let
necessarily
you.
have to be like dedicated. It's just like, well, yeah, we'll let you train with us, but while you're here, you will follow the rules. Like one of the things
Right.
is
Yeah.
like, are you just want to train with us for a week? Yeah, sure. Here's the rules. You will follow them, and if you don't follow them, we will just ask you to leave, and if need be, make you leave.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
If we have to kick you out the hard way, we will.
But
we can, we will.
so he then goes on to he tries to mid-argument with me rephrase what I'm saying again into a straw man to my face. Again. Where's the fucking... He used some retarded fucking example. Holy shit, let me... Here it is. For example, hyenas can overpower a lion, even though on paper a lion is more powerful. Not against a pack of hyenas.
The hyenas are usually ganging up for. What are you talking about?
And the hyenas have a greater capacity for violence, and therefore they get the kill. That's how this works. Like, every example he comes up with just proves my point.
I love how his own argument is retarded because it's built on the premise of a lion versus a single hyena. But
you are saying that authority is. You're saying that authority is only violence is too simplistic. That's why I keep bringing up vagina, because vagina is primal and powerful.
The lion should win because he's the big stick, but he loses against many smaller sticks. Like, gee, it's almost like we have a saying about quantity and quality.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's almost like that was a designing factor in certain, certain sectors of weaponry development.
So I admittedly I get a little cheeky with him. I'm at this point in time he's rephrased what I said to him into a straw man like 3 or 4 times at this point, and I'm kind of getting a little sick of his shit. So I decided to be a little cheeky with him because he's like, vagina is something powerful and primal, and it transcends
Did he get
fighting.
A girlfriend?
No,
I don't think he
unfortunately. It transcends the ability of fighting for a source of power. And I go, oh yeah, and if you have a cup of water and someone pisses in it, does that mean authority is now cup of water based?
Huh?
Taking the piss out of him.
I know.
Exactly. That's my point. I'm just saying completely random fucking shit to him now back because he just keeps like.
I mean, he lives up to his name.
Someone needs to put him down. Put this poor creature out of its suffering.
I keep.
He's my dog. I'll do it.
I keep trying to explain to him. I'm like, you don't understand. 140 cattle is dead is useless when they're all dead. 1 cattle dead means you can eat. 140 cattle dead means you starve.
Yeah.
Negotiation happens because a resource is useless when it's in a state that is not desired. Negotiation can also be beating the woman until she stops fighting.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Damn.
On air, dude.
Like, does he not acknowledge the existence of ye old pimpin' hand?
No, he thinks that when I say violence, I only mean murder.
No.
He refuses to see it. He's the classic leftist of it is if it's not within my frame, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, he keeps trying to reframe me, and it's just like, no, dude. Stop trying to reframe me and just listen to what I am saying. I'm not saying some quantum theory about why the sky is actually purple because the refraction of light is along the, radioactive wavelength of the photon waves. Like, I'm not saying fucking gibberish to you. I am just pointing out that me with a gun means I can do things. But if you have 2 guys with a gun, that means I can't do things because 2 guns beat 1 gun.
And the guys with 2 guns will continue to work together because they know that, okay, you got one of us. But generally speaking, you'll not get both of us. So
Exactly.
even if I'm the one who's not lucky, the other guy's gonna make sure that you're more unlucky.
And
True.
I tried walking him through. I was like, so it's me versus a dude. And then that dude is now actually part of a family. And so it's the me versus the family. If their family's capacity for violence is larger than mine's, then I lose. And so I now have a clan, which is multiple families. And so our capacity for violence is now larger than the family. And now there's a couple of clans together and they form a village. And now that capacity for violence is larger than a clan's. And then those villages get together and they form a city. And that city's capacity for violence is larger than a village. And then those cities get together and they form a state. And that capacity for violence is larger than a single city's. Do you fucking understand yet? And he's like,
Why is he going Super Saiyan in this theoretical now?
He's living up
Well,
to
you
his
see,
name.
he's about to ult. What if you want a lady to like you, and beating her up makes her vagina not good anymore? Do you kill her and find a new lady?
Historically,
I
that's
Does he
not how that
not?
works.
Does he not know about S&M play?
So then I respond with,
Also, does he not know that there are very assholish rich people that
there's a
literally
lot of
do
people
that?
exactly like that, yes.
K-
But so I,
do I need to point to Jeff Bezos' latest merit? Do I really need
Right.
to tap the sign?
so
Yes.
I respond to him with, obviously. No, I'm kidding.
God, oh,
And
God.
so then I say, seriously though, no you fucking retard. You have to go find something to acquire the resource. Maybe that's beating up another guy, taking his shit and giving it to the lady. Oh, so then you can't use violence to get someone to like you. The fuck did I just
If
say?
that's what the
What
okay,
the fuck did I just
again,
say? Am I
okay.
taking crazy pills?
Yes.
You know, he's clearly not been introduced to the meme of I love a woman that could literally just kill me.
True.
There
Well,
are
yeah,
there are
that
actually
too.
people like that. There are people who do in fact want that in a relationship. It's very odd.
That woman could
That's
literally
what they
just kill
seek
me and it turns
sometimes.
me on.
Where's that meme of like, oh, I just like want a woman who's direct because she's upfront with what she wants and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking right?
So then he just says something so off the wall. Well, we didn't beat the shit out of people to invent the atom bomb.
The fuck we didn't!
No, but we killed a lot of people with it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did we kill a lot of people
okay.
with a rice burner 2000?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we started the conversation with him equating guns directly to violence as the key for authority.
Yes.
To now, violence is only when you beat someone up.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Also,
Hey,
apparently,
no,
beating people up could have, according to him, because of how this conversation is structured, he is implying that I think beating people up invents things.
I mean, historically, yes.
Well, no.
Yes.
It's not that
Yes.
it's not that beating people up invents things. It's that the quest to find more inventive ways to beat people up.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, no,
yes,
there's
absolutely.
definitely been instances of like, you are going to develop this thing, no, and then they shoot your coworker,
Well, that
and they keep
let's
shooting
see,
your
well,
coworker
this thing.
until they get the point
yes,
across.
you have the Russian method of inventing. That's fair.
Yeah, let's not pretend that violence has not been enacted in the pursuit of forcing someone to develop something
Invent things.
for
True.
a country or government.
You know, I didn't think of that. See, I was thinking along the scale of the United States, not Soviet powers. You know, but anyway, so he goes
Oh
on
yeah,
to say
we
like,
did. Oh no, I don't. I'm pretty sure we didn't do anything like that to get them to make the nuke, but we certainly kicked the shit out of the country we,
use the nuke on, yeah.
expatriated these people from.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
the
mean,
atom bomb is an invention derived from humans cooperating and using soft power, as if this somehow disproves that my theory of hard power is violence because violence generates the authority needed to wield it.
yeah, and that generating the atom bomb made what? The ultimate hard power, and the ultimate soft power being the threat of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, how is any of these examples disproving what I am saying to you? And
Because he said it.
And so he goes, we can transcend violence through mechanisms
No, we
beyond
can't.
orc stuff.
And yet you can't disprove him, or he can't disprove him.
Okay, he's falling for that same thing, Sneaky, where you and I used to have a lot more philosophical and political discussions.
Yep.
In which oftentimes we would agree to proviso like this system is great in a vacuum, and we have to assume that people who disagree with it don't exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Listen.
ignoring the fact that that's a specific proviso that has to be applied in almost every situation of hypothetical discussions like this.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
listen,
more like a
He's right.
yin-yang.
Humans could transcend violence. There's a lot of people we'd have to get rid of before we get to step one.
There's a lot of violence
this
we would need to use
multi-phase
to get to that
project.
stage. Yeah.
That's the issue. Star Trek achieved that. Do you know how they achieved it?
And
Nuclear
so
holocaust.
Communism.
It's what you've all
magic.
been waiting for.
No, they achieved it because a nuclear holocaust wiped
What?
a massive amount of humanity, and then they could start space communism, because now suddenly people who would commit the violence don't want to commit the violence because they saw what it did. And by the way, because we killed some super majority of the human race, now we have a super surplus.
Yeah. So
well, no, they didn't have a surplus. They have the fucking infinite resources because of
they did.
Sign.
They didn't get that until after the nuclear war, buddy.
Yeah, so the nuclear war left a massive surplus of material. So it's like, well, now no one has to work, and now we can kind of just figure out what we want to do. And part of that was also massive jumps in scientific stuff. It's like, hey, because we're now missing this many people, these resources are just up for grabs.
No. Did you not watch First Contact? It's because of the Vulcans that they could even get to that point. It was one guy and his small little team banging together a fucking faster than light vehicle with scraps in a cave.
Time,
that
that's
Vulcans
after
even
the
noticed
Holocaust.
That's
yes, that's after the Holocaust. But before they got to, we have excess resources. They couldn't have even processed.
No, they
those
had
resources
excess resources
without the
before that.
Vulcans.
TNG covers this quite clearly. There's a whole
It
trial
also-
about it.
It also yes. It also covers that
I'm
in the
only
time.
really a fan of the original show in TNG, and I've seen maybe half the original and a quarter of TNG, and I somehow still have a better understanding of how they got space communism to work through a horrific event in their history 200 to 300 years prior.
Yes.
But you should thank him for proving your point at every turn. I would if it wasn't so frustrating talking to him sometimes, where he is literally just, he is not only during the entire hour-long conversation did he mischaracterize me at every turn. This was hour-long. This is why I couldn't paste it. This is why I couldn't send it to anyone.
Oh, you had an entire text document.
He determined the best way to keep you from being able to mock him was to simply inundate you with nonsense.
I am dropping the Google Doc.
Unfortunately, he pushed Sneaky to a point that he said, "Fuck it, this is getting aired on stream."
Exactly.
Which doesn't happen.
Not only did he mischaracterize me at nearly every turn, he talked down to me constantly through the entire conversation as if I was some fucking stupid retard that just didn't understand his higher thought. And then he had the gall to prove me right with every example he gave. And he thought himself correct through the entire thing, because he's just like, oh, well, well, you see, you're right, but I've reframed it in a way that makes it sound like I'm right, even though taking 3 seconds to look at it will make you right. But if you just read it on the boilerplate, it looks like I'm right, so I'm going to talk down to you.
As though I'm
Oh, good lord.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and it's like that is honest. That's what made me pop off about this. Is why I fucking stewed on this the whole fucking day. Because then he does the classic thing. The reason why the conversation was only an hour fucking long is because he did the classic thing. Is when he realized he actually was losing this conversation in his mind. He pivots.
Of course he does. That's how every conversation he goes with you does.
I think actually Hollywood is mischaracterizing hard power to cover up soft power, and it's killing our society.
Yes.
Which I'm like,
What?
and I'm like,
Hollywood
okay, fine.
hasn't been doing that since like the mid-aughts. What is he talking about? We
I was
got
just
out
like,
of that
fine.
section of Hollywood for a long time.
I'll just accept it. I was like, I'm not going to try and bring the conversation back up because I tried to explain to him the fundamentals 9 times during that conversation, and he sat there and was like, no, I am the Buddhist Christian Luddite AI technomancer guru here, not you. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. I'm right.
Oh, fuck off with that. I would just curse him the fuck out. How you do that, how you don't, is just a miracle.
I deal with stupid people all day.
I know, but still, it's like you're having a one-on-one conversation, spend an hour, and you're not on the clock for this.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, technically, this was at 7 a.m. But
Semantics, or whatever. I don't care. Like, if you're not doing on the work for customers and shit,
sure.
Yeah, like I don't think you should be. That's some level bullshit. I would have cut him off. Like at that point, like I don't. It's not worth just dealing with the stupidity.
I don't know. Sometimes he says
I don't think
things.
because he's either too stupid or he genuinely does not respect you.
He has a very weird worldview of what I am and what I say. Because
you don't say.
I don't know how. I don't know how people have distorted worldviews of me. It's not like I'm being subtle or two-faced or. If you ask me my opinion on something, I'm just gonna fucking tell you.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be something you agree with, and you're probably not going to be happy hearing it, but I will just tell you. Or, if I value our friendship more than the opinion, I'll just say, you probably don't want my opinion on this.
Sneaky is the epitome of don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to discuss this topic with me, for the sake of our friendship. But, you know, he just comes at me with this shit, and it's like, I'm not just going to sit here and let you mischaracterize me, but fine. Well, I accepted his pivot, and I moved on, and I'm like, look, the reason why Hollywood characterizes hard and soft power the way they do is because they're trying to... It's easier to show hard power, first off, because... It's hard power. It's a gun in your hand. It's a blade in your hand. You're killing the bad guys. A movie about a subtle manipulation of someone over the course of 15 years of their life to cause a collapse of the economy of a country you don't like. It's not that interesting. It's not riveting.
You mean just CIA things?
Yeah, like, it's cool as an idea, but when actually you show it, the soft power is pretty fucking boring. And, I mean, the other soft power out there of women using their vagina to tell men what to do, people don't like it when you frame it that way.
They don't like it when you point it out.
Yeah, they don't like it when you point it out. And as I told them, most soft power falls apart when you explain what the soft power is. because it's soft power is built around the implications and the subtleties and all of that. And if you just go, hey, look, I am using my vagina to make you do what I want, most guys would at least pause and be like, how much sex, how badly do I want sex?
Not bad enough to deal with that.
Enough to deal with this. All right, go ahead.
Well, again, that's when you reference your hot crazy scale and go, is she worth it? Yes,
Exactly.
all right, I'll deal with it. No,
But explaining the soft power, well, people don't like it being explained, or it's not, it's not good for screen time. There's a lot of reasons why Hollywood doesn't show off soft power generally, and when they do, it's not really exhibiting the soft power. It's just soft power like traits, right? And he goes off on some fucking spiritualist pseudo mumbo jumbo of recalibrating soft power to matter in society again, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's cool and all, except basically to do that you would need to have a single culture again. Because multiculturalism is a project by the elites to fracture the people's ability to exert soft power to force them to rely on hard power. But because the people are fractured, the hard power is easily turned against itself. Which is also pushed by Hollywood.
I mean, you've got some points right there, but I think the basic premise is wrong.
On the Hollywood part or the cultural
part?
No,
not the Hollywood part. Not the cultural part. The shit, I'm sorry. I looked away when you said the first part, but something there twigged as wrong.
Oh, so we're just going off vibes now.
Fuck off. Yes, that is exactly what they've been doing. Yes, they have been fracturing any monoculture they could using multiculturalism specifically to do it. Where was the butt? Brain fart. Yeah, no. I got nothing.
All right. Well, I'm sure you'll think of it in 5 hours.
Probably tomorrow, yeah.
He sounds like the type of guy who gets cucked by NTR. He probably would be.
Oof.
He
doesn't insert into them. Ooh.
I mean, it's just there's not a lot of things that'll piss me off. Blatant lying pisses me off. Accusing me of lying pisses me off. Unless I'm telling a story, then it'll piss me off for a different reason. Because I usually am lying to a certain extent during stories because the whole point's to entertain people. If I told you the minutiae of the story, it'd be boring.
Like, no
so
shit,
I cut
shit.
the boring parts out. But, I mean, some of my stories, I didn't cut any of the boring parts out because there's no boring parts to cut out. Shit just got weird fast.
Yeah.
That happens?
It happens sometimes. But, and wasting my time is another one. I really fucking hate it when people waste my time and mischaracterize me. I make it a point to be very blunt. I don't want to say blunt, but kind of blunt, effectively.
No. You are as blunt as a bag of hammers.
Well,
right, but it's like I'm not like
front, forthcoming.
Right, but I'm not like Killdozer blunt. Right, I'm not just gonna like plow through and be like. It's like why I don't send you and Nose a majority of the stuff I send Max. Is because I know you guys aren't going to tolerate, appreciate, respond to the stuff that I send Max the same way. And so I don't send it to you.
Yeah. I would
But
say
I'm
there's
still
plenty
blind.
of stuff that, yeah. There's plenty of stuff I get from Sneaky where we've had discussion, like genuine discussions about it. And sometimes it's a discussion and we come to an agreement. Sometimes we don't. And yeah, we both know, like, look, there's stuff that neither of us ever going to agree on.
Yeah.
We remain friends in spite of that.
So
Yeah.
sometimes the agreement is, let's just not talk about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Agree to disagree.
And
He sent me
sometimes the
something one
agreement.
time that crossed the line. I'm like, hey man, can you not send me stuff like this? This is awful and horrible.
And then I didn't.
And
Yeah.
he
And
stopped
I was gonna
sending
say,
me things in that manner.
and that's one of the most important things I can say about Sneaky and why I think the friendship endures, because Sneaky says don't talk about it, we don't talk about it. I say don't talk about it, we don't talk about it. I want to be clear, there's very few things Sneaky says I don't want to talk about. But when he has the line,
Yeah, yeah. And also on top of that, it's just like, I'm retarded. But if you say, hey, I don't want to talk about this subject, I'll be like, oh, okay. Let me just make a note here of don't talk about that thing. Like, I'm going to bring it up because I'm retarded. But if you say, hey, don't bring this up, I'll just be like, okay, no problems.
I would say, here's the thing, right? Look, no, I mean, look, there's plenty of stuff Sneaky and I agree on too. Like, you know what? You should probably bring back the Coliseum to reduce the amount of violence.
That would be great.
We need to rebuild the Coliseums before Trump gets assassinated by the Senate.
No, I would actually like to put him in as the first contestant. I'd like to see what the Lions do. Will they reveal him to be one of the lizard? Will they reveal him to be one of the lizard people? I must know.
Oh, so speaking of lizard people, Jim Carrey, an actor has come forward claiming to be the body double of Jim Carrey that he was pretending for that award ceremony. He's claiming all this. Jim Carrey has not come out and said he's lying. And the actor doesn't have any proof besides him saying I totally did it. But someone did come forward and say I was pretending to be Jim Carrey when I accepted that reward in Jim Carrey's name at that award ceremony. So.
I mean, I believe it. That kind of sounded outrageous.
I mean, it definitely wasn't Jim Carrey at the award ceremony. And I'll believe an actor was pretending to be a body double, because honestly, I could almost see Jim Carrey kind of being in on that sort of joke.
I was going to say, I can see Jim Carrey choosing to perform that joke.
Sure.
Like, what if I send a body double there? Will anyone even know?
He got a Jim Carrey impersonator to impersonate Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Man, I saw there was a guy, he found an Austin Powers impersonator, and he's like, I'm just gonna pay an Austin Powers impersonator to come to my house and play video games and shit talk people over an open mic with me.
You know what? That's fair enough.
Okay.
Did it
so
work?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't know how much it cost you, but I'd say that's probably good.
I feel like the sort of person who could impersonate Austin Powers would have a decent enough sense of humor to go along with it.
The guy who did it, when he's like, so you just it's just you? Normally I get hired for like parties and like bachelorette parties and like weddings. Just you? He's like, yeah, I thought we could just sit down, chill. He's like, and I'm gonna keep doing this the whole time, baby. If you can keep it up that long, right? And the guy starts getting into it, right? The guy's like, I understand the assignment.
Sit here, shit talk people on video games as Austin Powers. I can't believe I didn't come up with this myself.
That sounds like fun. Sounds like
oh
a good
my god!
time, baby.
Which I forget what voice actor it was. And I forget which character it was, too, which is why I forget which voice actor it was. But there was one voice actor who played actually, like, a lot of... It was either Halo or Call of Duty. And he would act like one of the characters that he voice acts on the open mic of Halo or Call of Duty, and just
Oh.
like make people be like, wait, what? Wait, who the fuck? Wait, why are we playing? Wait, what?
I didn't realize this had voice lines. Wait a minute.
Yeah, they like I do remember it was like a really. This was before YouTube Shorts, I believe. But it was like a compilation post. Like in one of the snips, it was some dude being like, "Oh, bro, turn off the fucking what's that called? The fucking that additional keyboard with pre-programmable keys that you can like
Soundboard?
soundboard.
Oh, it's soundboard.
Bro, turn off the soundboard. Stop using it. Come on, dude. Turn off the soundboard." And the guy, the guy proceeds to just completely drop a completely original line, ripping on the guy. And he's like, "Oh shit, you're not using a soundboard."
Oh,
What the
shit,
fuck?
You're the guy.
You're him.
John Halo himself.
It's John. You know what? I think it might have been Master Chief.
No,
Master
it was
Chief
definitely
plays
not
Halo?
Steve Downs.
Apparently,
Listen.
there was apparently something similar happened in Overwatch with Lucio's voice actor. He would sometimes troll as Lucio.
Oh, no,
you
Matt
know
Mercer
what?
does
That's
the
pretty
same
good.
shit.
makes
That's
Matt
pretty
Mercer
funny.
does the exact same shit. He will go and play McCree and fuck with people.
He trolls people
yeah.
in ranked.
Lucio's
he
voice
does.
actor was he was pretty big into the ranked scene when the game dropped. He loved playing.
Oh, there you go. That's how you know. That's how you do it. You know.
Apparently, one of Matt Mercer's favorite things to do is to troll his own team by saying "High Noon" into the mic.
While he's playing like Mercy or something. That's awful.
That's terrible.
The best part, I wonder how many times he's just gone. He's done the line, and they all break off the cover. It's like, wait, the other team doesn't have a McCree.
Wait a minute, they don't have a McCree.
Like,
No
when
one's
Sneaky,
playing McCree.
the absolute shitter that he is when he and I were still doing a lot of co-ops. I'm playing Shadow Warrior. We're in a call together. Start saying "Help, Max, help!" and I start running around them like, "Oh shit, what's Sneaky?" Wait, this is single
No,
player.
Max. It's even
about
better
this.
than that because it wasn't Max help me. It was Max.
Right. All in like 30 seconds, like shit. Where is he? Wait.
Max
You
is
motherfucker.
looking around in
Single
his
player.
single player game for me, and then he stops and he's like, "Fuck you, Sneaky."
Well, I found a think of ways Arthur Morgan trolling.
ingrained
Red Dead
instincts are a bitch.
Now, admittedly, that was after like 3 years of me Pavloving him. Of every single time I'm panicking, it's because I'm being chased by a tank, or a witch, or
He's
trios.
Or we're doing a two-player co-op, and this dumbass doesn't believe in proper stealth.
He doesn't believe in a lot of things.
Now, to his credit, though, we did get to one level in one of the Splinter Cell convictions co-op, where he gets himself down. I'm like, Sneaky, I just need you to stay down. Give me a moment to start clearing the room. I get down to 2 guys left. He pops up, takes a random shot, not aiming, takes a random shot through a handrail on the level above in the nightclub level, and wings the assassination target with a headshot while down. And I'm like, did you just complete the level? It's like, I guess. It's like, what the fuck?
Stealth completed. Sneaky, did you just stealth that base riding an elephant wielding an RPG? Yes.
You have not experienced what the fuck is wrong with you co-op until you played at least one thing with Sneaky.
Oh, it's a treat and a half.
Also, apparently, if you use me as a character name in any sort of strategy, turn-based strategy game,
XCOM-like.
my character just like pops headshots off left and right.
To be clear, Sneaky's character vacillates between
It's
headshots
so
and
over. We're so back.
inability to hit.
Amazing.
Listen, whenever I need a complete and utter random chance, I select Sneaky's unit. And listen, it's either going to go great or his character's going to die. There was one point I was playing XCOM 2. XCOM 2 was fresh off the shitter, right? And I was like, I really, really need to get this done. So I'm just gonna throw Sneaky's model out there. He's bait. He's 100% bait. And well, Sneaky proceeded to full on witness me. And just I want to be clear. This is XCOM 2. Just the enemy kept missing, and when they didn't miss, he dodged, and he tanked like Sneaky. Was it 2 pods or 3 pods?
It was 2 to 3. Yeah, I think it was 3 pods actually. Maybe like 2.5. I think it was.
Yeah, it was 2.5. We counted it as 2 because one of them was just because one of the pods was just literally just advent shitter. So we're like, that's not a real pod.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Good times. But yeah, no. So I mean, that's that. We didn't get to the Ruby crossovers, and we didn't get to all of the shit fics that I posted in the shit fic on Sign server. So on Friday, we're definitely gonna get to it for that time. For real.
And this your third week saying that? Or third stream saying that?
For real this time.
Really for real this time, okay.
For real.
I believe it. You would never get derailed over something silly.
I would never get derailed.
No, that doesn't happen on here. What are you talking
that doesn't
about?
sound like Sneaky.
No.
He is concise and to the point, never wanders at all. Never gets distracted.
You know, I'm getting the feeling I'm hearing a little sarcasm there now.
No, I would never.
No, I would never.
How has China already surrendered in the Iran war?
Wait, what? Huh?
I thought China just came out and said.
Sorry, no, my brain read wrong title. France has already surrendered.
Yeah, France has already surrendered.
Wait, they were involved?
No, they promised not to get involved. They surrendered.
Their locations got hit when Iran just started shooting at everyone. Their locations got hit and they surrendered.
Yeah, I mean, what'd you expect? They're a Muslim nation, so.
Yeah, true. Burkina Faso wants to assist Iran. Yes.
Who?
Please do. African warlord.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
Ever.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock.
Yep, it is. It is 10 o'clock. So we will wrap up the night here, and we'll see everyone on Friday, where we're definitely not going to get sidetracked. And for real, we'll definitely cover something good this time.
Don't lie to them.
Why?
Please don't give me hope.
He lied as easily as Congress breathed.
True.
Fuck, right?
True. Very true. Fair enough. Yeah, true. Anyway, come back on Friday, because there is always more, and it always gets worse.